Chapter 2166. The Voice of the Boundary Sea in the Small World. Several half-step supreme beings were discussing how to deal with the Ghost Clan. Even now, they still hadn't connected the Ghost Clan with Lin Moyu. After all, the two seemed to have no connection, and it was impossible for them to be linked. At the human race's frontline garrison, the War God Fortress was located at the forefront. It emitted a dazzling stream of light, forming a beacon pointing into the distance. It was guiding the way for newcomers. Joyful laughter rang out as Little Mist rode on Little Bull, advancing along the beacon with laughter and chatter. Beside Little Bull, Saint Hao was also flying along. Little Bull seemed slow but was actually fast, crossing vast distances in the blink of an eye, arriving before the War God Fortress. The fortress gates opened, and the two people and one bull entered. Inside the War God Fortress, various Transcendent Realm experts and several saints were gathered, holding a meeting. Seeing their arrival, the Transcendent Realm experts stood up and greeted Saint Hao one after another.
Greetings, Saint Hao.
For a moment, the sounds of greetings were endless. Usually, the affairs of the human race were managed by Celestial Saint and Saint Hao. During Celestial Saint's spiritual journey, almost all matters, big and small, fell on Saint Hao's shoulders. So Saint Hao's reputation was the most prominent. After greeting Saint Hao, they noticed Little Mist.
She looks very young, yet she's already a high-level divine venerable. Could she be Saint Hao's daughter? I've never heard that Saint Hao had a daughter. Judging by her age, she could be his great-granddaughter.
Lin Mohan's beautiful eyes swept over and landed on Little Mist.
This girl has Little Yu's aura.
Not just Little Mist, but Little Bull also had Lin Moyu's aura. Little Mist also saw Lin Mohan and suddenly flew up, heading towards her. She cleverly landed in front of Lin Mohan.
Sister, you smell very similar to my master.
Lin Mohan's lips curled up slightly, revealing a hint of a smile.
You call Little Yu master?
Little Mist nodded.
Yes, she is my master.
Little Mist admitted it frankly and openly, without any hesitation, that Lin Moyu was her master. Lin Mohan muttered to herself.
It seems Little Yu has grown up, knowing how to keep maids now.
Celestial Saint asked.
Old Hao, where is young friend Lin?
Saint Hao replied.
Young friend Lin still has some matters to attend to. She will return in a few days.
In the human race's star region, there were many hidden small worlds, and many humans came from these small worlds. In the past, these small worlds, after being nurtured by the Great World, all had the chance to undergo transformation and enter the true Great World. Small worlds could evolve into planets, or even become star systems. But now, with the evolution of the Great World halted, small worlds would forever remain small worlds, unable to become great worlds. At most, those with extremely strong talents in the small worlds could enter the Great World and become part of it. In the Phoenix Star region, at the edge of the human race's star territory, Lin Moyu came here again, to where her small world used to be. She had once gained recognition from the small world's origin, becoming the master of this small world. Within a certain range, she would have a connection with her small world. And if close enough, Lin Moyu could even sense some situations inside the small world. Last time she returned, the connection between them was still very strong. But this time, their connection had suddenly weakened significantly.
What happened?
Lin Moyu's form moved like lightning, advancing quickly towards the small world. As the distance changed, their connection strengthened somewhat, but it was still very weak. Lin Moyu stopped when she was still 10 million kilometers away from the small world, a distance sufficient for her to see the small world clearly. Lin Moyu had a feeling that if she continued to approach, there would be danger. The death of the divine venerables outside the small world last time was still fresh in her memory. Of course, she now had the ability to kill those divine venerables, and could even do it instantly. But at that time, those divine venerables died from space-time power. With her current understanding and mastery of space-time power, she was far from being able to do this. Now, outside the small world, there were no longer any divine venerables. The entire starry sky was extremely quiet, with not even a single star within 1 light-year around. In her vision, the small world was like an unhatched egg, slowly rotating in space. Lin Moyu watched for a while but didn't notice anything unusual. However, the weakened connection between her and the small world was a fact. The more normal things seemed on the outside, the more it indicated that something had happened inside the small world. Lin Moyu very much wanted to go back and take a look, but her instincts told her not to return. And Terry's warning was still in her ears, telling her not to go back.
And Terry's.
Lin Moyu used her soul voice to transmit into the small world. But there was no response. She didn't receive any reply. An hour later, the small world suddenly became illusory, almost disappearing from sight. As the small world became illusory, Lin Moyu felt the connection between herself and the small world weaken to the extreme, as if it could break at any moment. That feeling was like the small world was moving away from her, getting further and further. Inexplicably, Lin Moyu felt a bit of panic, feeling as if she was about to lose the small world. Instinctively, she wanted to go over and grab it, not letting it leave. But reason told her not to do so. A few minutes later, their connection strengthened again, and the small world changed from illusory to clear, as if nothing had happened just now. Lin Moyu's heart was full of doubts, not knowing what had happened. She restrained herself and continued to watch, gradually discovering a pattern. Every day, the small world would become illusory, lasting for 5 minutes, and then recover. During these 5 minutes, the small world gave her the feeling that it was about to disappear. And at the same time, Lin Moyu sensed a trace of space-time power. The space-time power appeared from somewhere unknown, enveloping the small world. The space-time power was very strong, far surpassing Lin Moyu. Under the wrap of space-time power, various things must be happening inside the small world. Lin Moyu tried to get closer again, but the feeling of unease in her heart grew stronger. When she was still 5 million kilometers away, Lin Moyu stopped again. The unease in her heart reached its peak, and she knew that if she got any closer, she would be attacked. This feeling was very strange. She was clearly the master of the small world, yet she couldn't approach it. It was truly a case of having a home but being unable to return. This strange feeling made Lin Moyu very uncomfortable. The small world became illusory again, and their connection weakened once more. Whoosh!
Is that the sound of water?
As she got closer, Lin Moyu faintly heard the sound of water. The small world actually emitted the sound of water, which puzzled Lin Moyu greatly. She listened carefully with all her might and finally confirmed that it was indeed the sound of water. And it wasn't the sound of ordinary water flow, but the kind of huge waves in the ocean. Listening more carefully, vaguely, she felt that she had heard this kind of water sound somewhere before. Water sounds are different from each other. Depending on the number of laws in the water and different elements, there would be subtle differences. Ordinary people couldn't perceive this, but Lin Moyu could sense the difference with her extremely sensitive soul. She was sure she had heard this water sound before. Her memory spun, and she finally thought of where this water sound came from. Her expression began to change strangely.
It's the sound of the Boundary Sea. How could it be the sound of the Boundary Sea?
Finally finding the corresponding sea in her memory, it was indeed the Boundary Sea. How could the small world have a connection with the Boundary Sea? It was truly inconceivable. Suddenly, a voice transmitted from the small world.
I'm fine. You leave first. I will come find you.
2167 2167. Chapter 2167. Almost died. Terrifying space-time power. Antares finally responded, and Lin Moyu felt somewhat relieved. Judging from Antares' voice, he seemed fine with a strong tone. Lin Moyu wanted to say more, but suddenly the small world burst with light, and space-time power surged out like a tsunami. Her soul was shaken violently, and an intense dizziness came over her. Lin Moyu felt the world spinning, and a strong sense of separation between her soul and body. It felt as if her soul was about to separate from her body, an extremely uncomfortable sensation. The invading spacetime power caused her soul and body to exist in different spacetimes. Lin Moyu gritted her teeth and roared, forcing herself to regain clarity instantly. As the spacetime power flowed, she used her own spacetime power to resist the invading force. Her spacetime power retreated step by step, completely outmatched, with a fundamental difference between the two. Although retreating, it still bought her some time. Lin Moyu seized the opportunity and quickly moved away. Each step covered 100 million kilometers. After one step, 3 light talismans flew out and exploded, suddenly increasing her speed to 300 million kilometers per step, taking 3 steps per second. Lin Moyu's speed abruptly increased, and she disappeared. In almost the blink of an eye, she had moved tens of billions of kilometers away. Only then did the invading spacetime power recede. Lin Moyu stood in the starry sky, still shaken, exhaling a long breath that stretched for thousands of miles without dissipating. Those few seconds just now were extremely dangerous. Lin Moyu truly felt a life and death crisis, the kind where talents were useless, and even substitute puppets wouldn't work, a real danger. She felt that if she had died then, it would have been a true death. Under the cover of spacetime power, even if she revived, she would instantly die again. After several revivals, she would truly be dead. Finally, Lin Moyu calmed down again, feeling relieved.
Fortunately, I also have space-time power. Otherwise, I would have definitely died. Space-time power is indeed terrifying. Who could it be? They seem to want to take the small world away from the great world and directly enter the boundary sea. Could it be him? Why would he do this?
Lin Moyu thought again of that blue-robed elder. Besides him, she really couldn't think of anyone else. However, regardless of whether it was the blue-robed elder or not, there was indeed an extremely terrifying figure behind this small world. Otherwise, even someone as strong as Antares wouldn't be trapped inside.
Could it be the dragon god?
Lin Moyu thought of the dragon god. Perhaps he also had this ability. But soon she dismissed this idea. Connecting the dots, it didn't seem like the dragon god. The small world had too many mysteries, and answers couldn't be obtained for now. Lin Moyu shook her head, no longer thinking about it. There's no point in dwelling on things you can't figure out. When her strength becomes great enough in the future, she will naturally know. The human race's saints gathered at the front line. With the human emperor's network in place, there wouldn't be any problems in the human star region. The arrays of the 4 star regions were all activated. Even if a saint came, it would be difficult to break through. Plus, with Old Star still around, no saint would come looking for trouble. The human race's actions were also known to the 100 Races Alliance. Everyone realized that a great battle was imminent. The 100 Races Alliance was also on alert. The relocation was still ongoing, and the entire process would take time. It couldn't be completed so quickly. This matter couldn't be rushed. Fortunately, now with 3 half-step supreme beings escorting, the relocation project became smoother. On top of the war god fortress, several saints set up tables and tea, drinking tea together, looking very relaxed and leisurely. With the great battle about to begin, they could still be so relaxed, fully displaying the saints' confidence. This, in turn, was also a show of contempt towards the 100 Races Alliance. Celestial Saint chuckled.
Haven't they thought that after Eagle Emperor and Demon Lord leave their own star regions, they're actually only equivalent to saints? We're not afraid of them at all.
War Saint agreed.
That's right. Old Hal could kill the 2 saints from the Black Blood Great Realm, which means he could also kill Eagle Emperor and Demon Lord. Haven't they figured this out?
Saint Hao sipped his fragrant tea and said calmly,
This is precisely the terror of habitual thinking. We must not have such thoughts, otherwise problems will arise.
Talisman Saint asked.
When do we plan to start the great battle?
Saint Hao replied,
No rush. Let them finish relocating, then we'll take them all out at once. What 100 Races Alliance? It's all bullshit.
War Saint laughed heartily.
Indeed, there's no rush then. It will take quite some time for them to finish relocating, at least 10 years or so.
Saint Hao shook his head.
It won't take that long. At most, it will be done in a few years. Now they basically won't move entire star systems. They just want to come over as quickly as possible.
At these words, the saints all burst into laughter. It was indeed so. Now the 100 Races Alliance had basically given up on relocating planets. They just wanted to bring their people over as quickly as possible. Things like planets could be dealt with later. The priority was to come over and settle down safely. Celestial Saint said,
Young friend Lin's strategy is indeed effective. It has scared them all.
On the other side, outside the fortress, giggles could be heard. Little Mist was playing with Little Bull. The girl and the bull were having a great time. Lin Moyu sat quietly to the side, not participating in the saints' tea party. She was cultivating, seizing every minute and second to cultivate, which had been ingrained in Lin Mohan's bloodline. Especially after she awakened her bloodline inheritance and gained partial memories, she became even more diligent in cultivation. Her ability to reach her current realm was not just due to the blood resonance brought by Lin Moyu, but also her own unremitting cultivation. The power of laws was rapidly sublimating into the power of rules. Now, most of Lin Mohan's laws had all been sublimated into the power of rules. Her laws were extremely unique, different from any known laws in the great world. The laws were filled with sharpness, carrying supreme sword intent. Lin Moyu called this type of law the world-destroying sword intent. In ancient times, there were sword-type laws, and sword-type laws were called sword intent by many swordsmen. Laws were just the surface, sword intent was the essence. The Heaven and Earth Sword sect had the Azure Sky Sword intent and the Great Earth Sword intent. When these two sword intents merged into one, they could become the Heaven and Earth Sword intent. There was once a sect that was on par with the Heaven and Earth Sword sect called the Soul Sword sect. The Soul Sword sect passed down the Soul Sword law, also known as the True Soul Sword intent. However, Lin Mohan's world-destroying sword intent was not recorded in the Human Emperor's network data. When Lin Moyu transforms all her law power into world-destroying sword intent, it means she has officially reached the middle stage of the transcendent realm and is qualified to advance towards the saint realm. Of course, to advance to the saint realm, she still needs to construct a world of rules. Lin Moyu suddenly stopped cultivating and looked into the distance. Little Mist also stopped playing and happily ran to Lin Mohan's side.
Master's sister, Master is back.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Yes, Little Yu is back.
Her tone was incredibly gentle, completely different from usual. The sharpness in her smile was gone, leaving only softness. Lin Moyu was her only relative in the world. Although the siblings rarely met, it didn't affect their bond. Hearing their words, Saint Hao couldn't help but smile.
Indeed, the hearts of siblings are connected.
They hadn't sensed anything yet, but Lin Moyu was the first to sense it. If this wasn't the connection between siblings, what else could it be? Only the connection between siblings could have such blood resonance. Finally, the saints also sensed that someone was rapidly approaching. War Saint pointed with his finger, and a 7-colored rainbow flew out from the War God Fortress, forming a great path to welcome the guest. Saint Hao said,
Old War, you're not being fair. When I came, you only used 5 colors, but for young friend Lin, you're using 7 colors.
War Saint glanced sideways.
You old fellow, what are you talking about formalities? Giving you 5 colors was already considerate enough.
Saint Hao snorted lightly.
It seems we need to have a match sometime. Bring it on, I'm not afraid of you.
2168, 2168. Chapter 2168. Sister uses sword to clear the way for Xiaoyu. Lin Moyu stepped on the 7-colored clouds and slowly approached. His appearance immediately attracted the attention of countless people. Lin Moyu was extremely famous, and many people recognized him. Many of the divine venerables had the status of talisman masters, and they all saluted Lin Moyu.
Greetings, Master Lin. Greetings, Master Lin. Hello, Great Master Lin, it's really you. Finally, we see the real person. Great Master Lin is so young. Greetings, Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin, good day.
Lin Moyu was also known as the Great Master, referring to his abilities in clearing secret realms, which were comparable to myths. Over time, many people began to call Lin Moyu the Great Master. Some divine venerables from the Bien family called Lin Moyu Mr. Lin. Many people from the Bien realm also saluted Lin Moyu from afar, with respectful eyes. They knew more than the divine venerables and understood that many of the plans in this war were directed by Lin Moyu behind the scenes. Some even knew the true identity of the Ghost Clan. Lin Moyu's combat power was astonishing. Despite being only at the 5th stage of Divine Venerable, his real combat power could rival that of the Bien realm. Lin Mohan flew up, stepping on the 7-colored clouds, smiling as she looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu came to Lin Mohan, and the two smiled at each other.
Little brother, long time no see.
Lin Mohan's voice was gentle, completely devoid of her usual sharpness. Facing her little brother, this sharp sword had long been sheathed. Lin Moyu's face was filled with a warm smile, and he softly said,
Sister, you are getting more and more beautiful. When did Xiaoyu learn to be so glib?
Lin Mohan laughed, like a blooming flower, incredibly beautiful. For a moment, countless people were stunned. There were many beauties among the human race, but someone like Lin Mohan was extremely rare. Lin Mohan exuded a special charm that was mesmerizing and irresistible. Whether she was smiling or serious, it did not affect her charm. Even some strong-willed Bien realm experts would be affected. Lin Moyu softly said,
I'm just telling the truth.
The siblings had been apart for over 100 years, but their feelings had not faded at all. Little Mist rode Little Bull towards the 7-colored clouds, shouting loudly,
Master.
Seeing Little Mist rushing over, Lin Moyu's thoughts moved. Little Bull immediately heard Lin Moyu's voice.
If you come up, I'll slaughter you.
Little Bull mooed and quickly turned around, flying away with a swoosh. Lin Mohan seemed to understand Lin Moyu's little action and couldn't help but smile.
Don't scare Little Mist.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
I won't. I just don't want to be disturbed.
A rune flew out from his fingertips, exploding like fireworks, forming an invisible barrier that enveloped the two of them. An invisible force field appeared around them, creating an independent space that blocked out external sounds. After many years apart, the siblings had a lot to talk about. Now was their time, and they shouldn't be disturbed by others. War Saint laughed lightly, and the 7-colored clouds changed, forming a huge light belt that surrounded the two of them. Little Bull flew back, still in shock, with wide eyes and heavy breathing. Little Mist tugged at Little Bull's horns.
Little Bull, why didn't you go over?
Little Bull said,
If Little Bull flew over, I would be made into beef hot pot.
Little Mist asked curiously,
Who would dare to make you into beef hot pot?
Little Bull muttered in his heart.
Are you really clueless or just pretending?
Little Mist muttered to herself.
Is beef hot pot delicious? Little Bull, is your meat tasty?
Little Bull suddenly felt a chill and wanted to cry but had no tears. Lin Mohan and Lin Moyu talked for a long time, and Lin Moyu recounted his experiences over the years, full of dangers and thrilling moments, which made Lin Mohan frown. Compared to her quiet and peaceful cultivation life, Lin Moyu's experiences were much more dangerous. She sighed.
I didn't expect Xiaoyu to go through so much, and I couldn't help you.
Lin Moyu didn't mind.
Ever since I received the inheritance of the Yunwu sect, I knew that everyone has their own destiny. This is what I should do, and sister, you surely have your own things to do. This time, thanks to sister's help, our plan went so smoothly.
Lin Mohan's strength indeed brought many conveniences to Lin Moyu's plan. A combat power equivalent to the Saint Realm was enough to change the situation. Lin Mohan said,
I just did what I could. In the future, whatever Xiaoyu decides to do, sister will fully support you.
Lin Moyu smiled.
There's no rush. The next big battle won't start for at least a few years.
In Lin Moyu's plan, the next big battle was crucial. It not only concerned himself but also Lin Mohan and the entire human race. The battle would start after all the races had finished relocating. All the previous actions were preparations for this battle. If his plan went smoothly, after the battle, the 100 Races Alliance would be nearly wiped out. The number of survivors from each race would not exceed 30%. After the 100 Races Alliance was completely defeated, it would be time to deal with a few strong races. Lin Moyu told Lin Mohan his plan.
I met an ancient figure who told me that the divine path cannot be repaired. It can only be rebuilt. However, to rebuild the divine path, the great world must win in the collision with the Dou world in 1300 years. Given the current situation of the great world, there is no chance of winning, so we must cut off the cause and effect now, allowing the great world to move forward lightly.
Lin Mohan seemed relaxed.
Xiaoyu is really getting stronger. You make the plan, and sister will use her sword to clear the way for you.
Lin Moyu smiled.
I heard that sister has awakened an ancient bloodline.
Lin Mohan nodded.
When I advanced to the Bien realm, I suddenly received an inheritance, which was in my bloodline.
Lin Moyu's smile grew brighter.
It seems sister is really the reincarnation of an ancient power.
Lin Mohan neither confirmed nor denied it.
Whether I'm the reincarnation of an ancient power is uncertain, but this inheritance is indeed strong. According to Little Sword, this inheritance is stronger than that of the Heaven and Earth Sword sect.
As she spoke, Lin Mohan touched the Heaven and Earth Sword on her back. Little Sword referred to the Heaven and Earth Sword. As the inherited treasure of the Heaven and Earth Sword sect, it was a treasure of the heavenly venerable realm, naturally containing a spirit. However, without a heavenly venerable, no one could unleash the true power of the Heaven and Earth Sword. Otherwise, even a half-step supreme could be cut down with one sword. Even the Heaven and Earth Sword said that Lin Mohan's inheritance was stronger than that of the Heaven and Earth Sword sect, so it must be true. Lin Mohan was his sister, and Lin Moyu naturally hoped she would be stronger. Lin Moyu said,
I heard from talismans saying that sister needs rule divine stones.
Lin Mohan nodded.
Yes, in my inheritance, the best material for constructing a rule world is the rule divine stone.
Lin Moyu took out an ancient box containing the rule divine stones and handed it to Lin Mohan. Lin Mohan accepted it without any hesitation. There was no need for courtesy between siblings. In the box, the rule divine stones shone with a flowing light, appearing both real and illusory, extremely beautiful. The beauty of the rule divine stones was almost unreal. Lin Moyu said,
Originally, I wanted to use the rule divine stones to repair the divine path, but...
Before he could finish, he was stunned. Lin Mohan's jade hand had already grabbed the rule divine stone and was carefully examining it. 2169, 2169. Chapter 2169. Perhaps the Great World's Self-Rescue. Lin Mohan held the rule divine stone and examined it carefully. Her beautiful eyes reflected the light of the rule divine stone. Lin Moyu was astonished that the rule divine stone, which he could barely touch without almost dying, could be held so easily by Lin Mohan. Even the saints among the human race couldn't touch it.
It's truly a beautiful stone.
Lin Mohan looked at it for a while, then put the rule divine stone back in the box and laughed.
Then I won't be polite, sister.
Lin Moyu, still somewhat shocked, asked,
Sister, have you comprehended the power of reality and illusion?
Lin Mohan smiled.
Ever since I awakened the inheritance, I understood the power of reality and illusion.
Lin Moyu sighed.
Now even I have to believe that you really are the reincarnation of an ancient power.
Lin Mohan didn't care.
Whether I am the reincarnation of an ancient power or not doesn't matter. What matters is that we are siblings.
The words,
We are siblings,
warmed Lin Moyu's heart. Since coming to this world, apart from his grandmother, Lin Mohan was his closest person. He remembered every bit of their childhood, which had accumulated into a vast ocean of memories. Even though he had transmigrated here and his sister was the reincarnation of an ancient power, did it matter? It didn't matter. As long as they were siblings, that was enough. Lin Mohan asked,
What were you going to say earlier, Xiaoyu?
Lin Moyu said.
When I first got the Rule Divine Stone, I thought it could be used to repair the Divine Path. Later, I found out that the Divine Path cannot be repaired, so the Rule Divine Stone became useless. Fortunately, Sister can use it, so it won't become a useless item of the Heavenly Venerable.
The Rule Divine Stone was extremely precious, even in ancient times. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been preserved by the Soul Clan until now. Lin Moyu thought about how he obtained the Rule Divine Stone and the words left by the Soul Clan.
I fulfilled my promise to you. I hope you can fulfill your promise to me.
Who gave the Rule Divine Stone to the Soul Clan, and what promise was made? At this moment, Lin Mohan received the Rule Divine Stone, and Lin Moyu suddenly had a guess. Could it be that the person who asked the Soul Clan to keep the Rule Divine Stone was Lin Mohan herself? Of course, it would be Lin Mohan from ancient times. It wasn't impossible. This was just his guess, something he couldn't say out loud. Lin Mohan seemed to see through Lin Moyu's thoughts.
Xiuyu, are you thinking that it was my past life who asked the Soul Clan to keep the Rule Divine Stone?
Lin Moyu wasn't surprised that Lin Mohan could guess his thoughts. Since childhood, Lin Mohan could always guess most of his thoughts. There was a silent understanding between the siblings, and many words didn't need to be spoken. Lin Mohan laughed.
If I really am the reincarnation of an ancient power, this might indeed be something I did.
Lin Moyu joked.
If it really was you, then it means you were probably a heavenly venerable in ancient times.
Lin Mohan said.
So what if I was a heavenly venerable? If I was, I still died.
Lin Moyu said.
Yes, even a heavenly venerable can die. The dead are dead, and the gone are gone.
Saint Hao and Celestial Saint saw Lin Mohan pick up the Rule Divine Stone, and they exchanged a bitter look. The thing they couldn't even touch was easily held by Lin Mohan. The difference was too great. Celestial Saint sighed.
Both siblings are monsters.
Saint Hao laughed heartily.
The more of these monsters, the better.
Indeed, the more of these monsters, the better. Lin Moyu and Lin Mohan, bathed in radiant light, descended upon the army like celestial beings. Under the gaze of countless people, with billions of eyes watching, Lin Moyu raised his hand and pointed lightly. Boom! A magnificent river of laws appeared in the starry sky. The river of laws was gray and white, with a peculiar aura. The laws within were distinct, emitting two completely different auras. The white laws made people feel comfortable, filled with vibrant life. The gray laws made people feel despair, filled with the aura of death. Many people saw such a peculiar river of laws for the first time and were astonished. Many didn't understand what Lin Moyu was doing, why he summoned the river of laws.
What is he doing? He wouldn't summon the river of laws for no reason. There must be a reason. His river of laws is so peculiar. I've never seen anything like it. I've studied laws for half my life and understand almost all human laws, but I've never seen Lin's river of laws.
After summoning the river of laws, Lin Moyu began to draw runes. The runes he drew were extremely complex, one after another. One high-level rune after another flew out, then fused together, gradually forming an incredibly complex rune array. The rune masters present were mesmerized. Lin Moyu's rune-drawing technique was so exquisite that it was like a visual feast. The rune masters were entranced, and even those who didn't understand runes found it pleasing to the eye. Lin Moyu's process of drawing the rune array was too smooth, filled with an indescribable charm. Celestial Saint laughed.
Rune Saint, what do you think?
Rune Saint didn't respond. Celestial Saint turned to look and found that Rune Saint was already entranced, in a state of forgetting both self and surroundings. Saint Hao laughed.
Lin's path of runes has gone very far. If it weren't for his limited realm, his level might have already surpassed Rune Saint.
Sword Saint was shocked.
How is that possible? He's so young. His cultivation speed is already astonishing. How could he surpass Rune Saint in the path of runes?
In her understanding, Lin Moyu was indeed a genius with an astonishing cultivation speed. But Lin Moyu should have spent his time on cultivation. How could he have time to study runes? Moreover, the time spent on runes wouldn't be less than cultivation. Saint Hao laughed.
Do you know why all the rune masters call him Master Lin?
Sword Saint instinctively asked.
Why?
Saint Hao laughed.
Because he has taught all the rune masters, including Rune Saint. And Rune Saint was able to advance to Saint thanks to Lin.
Sword Saint felt a chill. Lin Moyu's talent had completely surpassed her understanding. Celestial Saint said,
I've heard that in ancient times, there were such peerless geniuses. They cultivated effortlessly, without bottlenecks, and mastered runes, artifact refining, and alchemy with ease. If our talents were placed in ancient times, we would only be considered ordinary.
Although it wasn't pleasant to hear, it was the truth. The current era was indeed far inferior to ancient times. The Great World's runes were severely damaged, affecting the entire Great World. Not only were resources unable to regenerate, but even peerless geniuses were hard to come by. The appearance of siblings like Lin Mohan and Lin Moyu was already an incredible stroke of luck. Celestial Saint sighed.
Perhaps this is the Great World's last self-rescue.
No one knew what the Great World's final outcome would be. Lin Moyu finished drawing the rune array, which enveloped the River of Laws and began to operate slowly. Waves surged in the River of Laws, and white laws shot into the sky, entering the rune array. Then they burst out from the other end of the rune array. The laws that passed through the rune array were instantly strengthened several times, becoming more intense. The laws turned into white raindrops, carrying abundant life force, and sprinkled over the entire army. 2170. Chapter 2170. We also need time. The starry sky where the human army was located was enveloped in endless white light, with boundless vitality converging into a sea within it. Under the white drizzle, the immense vitality invaded their bodies, and everyone showed expressions of comfort.
My injury is healed. The injury to my soul is also recovering. My God, how did he do it? It's truly miraculous. Even my old injuries from hundreds of years ago are healed. My injuries are healed, and my realm can improve again. My realm is recovering. Heavens, I am returning to my peak.
Countless voices erupted, filling the entire human army with incredulity. Everyone was already beyond shocked. In the battles over the years, they had all suffered injuries to varying degrees. Physical injuries were easier to heal, but some had soul injuries that were difficult to recover from. Some people had their realms fall due to injuries. Now, in the reign of vitality, everyone was rapidly recovering. Some even had their souls nourished, and their realms improved. For a time, the human army was filled with countless auras of advancement. Many people broke through their realms and improved their cultivation. This white rain directly sent the human army into a sea of joy. Everyone looked at Lin Moyu as if they were looking at their benefactor. Some saluted Lin Moyu and some bowed to him.
Master Lin, great Master Lin.
They called out continuously. The will of these warriors transformed into boundless power of faith, converging and rushing into Lin Moyu's body, entering his soul. The power of faith surged like a stellar eruption. Over the years, Lin Moyu had accumulated an immeasurable amount of faith power. Even he couldn't count it. He accumulated a lot but used little. Lin Moyu did not refine the excess faith power into faith tokens. The faith power gathered in his soul world, almost becoming a boundless ocean. Looking at his masterpiece, Lin Moyu smiled and said,
The effect of the rune array is not bad.
This rune array also came from the holy rune Heavenly Venerable, and its function was to amplify the power of laws by 3 to 5 times at least, and up to more than 10 times. The specific amplification depended on the level of the rune master and the strength of the laws. The stronger the laws, the smaller the amplification. The stronger the rune master, the greater the amplification. The effect of the undying law was amplified by at least 5 times, which was already very impressive. Lin Mohan's beautiful eyes sparkled.
Xiaoyu has truly won people's hearts this time.
Lin Moyu smiled.
I didn't think about that. I just sincerely wanted to do something for them.
Lin Moyu indeed didn't think too much. When the idea was born, he really just wanted to do something for these warriors. The current result was just an unintended consequence. The white rain continued to fall, lasting for a full day before it stopped. The injuries of the human army of 1 billion were all healed, and they returned to their peak. At least 1 million people broke through their realms and further improved their cultivation. Overall, the combat power of the human army increased by at least 10%. Lin Moyu and Lin Mohan returned to the War God Fortress, and the first person they saw was Little Mist. Little Mist looked at Lin Moyu with her big eyes, tears welling up in her eyes. She looked as pitiful as could be. Lin Mohan chuckled and waved at Little Mist.
Little Mist, come here.
Little Mist responded and quickly ran over, hugging Lin Mohan.
Master's sister, Master doesn't want Little Mist anymore.
Tears flowed out, soaking Lin Mohan's clothes. Lin Mohan gently patted Little Mist's back and laughed.
Don't worry, Little Mist is so cute. Xiaoyu won't abandon you.
Little Mist sobbed.
Really?
Lin Mohan smiled.
Really?
Lin Moyu had already come to the saints and greeted them. When Sword Saint saw Lin Moyu again, she seemed a bit embarrassed, as there had been some unpleasantness before. Lin Moyu saluted Sword Saint.
When Sword Saint went to the Demon Star region to save me, I didn't have time to thank you. Today, I formally thank you.
The step was given and Sword Saint naturally took it.
Lin Xiaoyu is too polite. This is what we should do.
Lin Moyu said.
No matter what, I still have to thank you.
He saluted Sword Saint again sincerely, and everyone could feel it. With these words, the awkwardness between them finally dissolved. Lin Moyu looked at Rune Saint, who seemed a bit strange, his eyes unfocused, but runes constantly floated in his pupils, still in a state of forgetting both self and surroundings. Saint Hao joked.
Rune Saint has been obsessed with runes all his life. When he saw Lin Xiaoyu drawing the rune array just now, he got lost in it. It will take some time for him to come back to his senses.
Lin Moyu naturally understood that Rune Saint's current state was somewhat similar to an enlightenment state. However, it was still different from true enlightenment. Lin Moyu said,
When Rune Saint wakes up, his realm might improve again.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu threw out a rune, which exploded silently and enveloped Rune Saint, preventing him from being disturbed by the outside world. As he spoke, Lin Moyu threw out a rune, which exploded silently and enveloped Rune Saint, preventing him from being disturbed by the outside world. Saint Tian laughed heartily.
Lin Xiaoyu is truly Rune Saint's blessing. Because of you, he became a saint, obtained the ancient rune inheritance, and now his realm will improve again.
Lin Moyu was very humble.
You flatter me, senior.
After some pleasantries, they moved to a tea table, and Saint Hao's thoughts activated the entire tea set, which began to brew tea automatically. At this time, Lin Mohan also came over, with Little Mist following her cautiously, carefully watching Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu waved at Little Mist, and she rushed over and clung to him again. Little Mist didn't cry or make a fuss, just hung on quietly. Lin Mohan had already explained the situation to her, that the siblings hadn't seen each other for many years and didn't want to be disturbed. Little Mist now understood and was very sensible. Tea was not wine, but it could still be enjoyed, and during the conversation, Lin Moyu learned about the current situation in detail. The overall situation did not exceed his expectations. The human race had always maintained a situation of more victories than defeats, and morale remained high. Cultivators were not like ordinary armies. Their will was stronger and they would not easily admit defeat. Everyone knew that there would inevitably be a great battle between the human race and the 100 Races Alliance. Everyone was looking forward to this battle. The seemingly fierce battles before seemed to be preparations for the real final battle. The situation on the 100 Races Alliance's side was the same. The relocation was accelerating. Most of the races had given up their homes, bringing their families to the predetermined locations. The people of the 100 Races Alliance began to gather, which was exactly what Lin Moyu wanted. The cultivators of the Black Blood Great Realm also surfaced, no longer hiding, and had become a member of the 100 Races Alliance. In fact, they had cooperated with various races in ancient times, attacking the human race together and harming the Great World. Even in the Great Battle 10,000 years ago, the Black Blood Great Realm had secretly intervened. Where Saint asked,
At the current speed of the 100 Races Alliance, it will take at least 5 years for them to completely relocate, maybe even longer. Should we harass them a bit to make them move faster?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
No rush, let them move slowly. They need time, and we also need time.
Hearing this, the saints knew that Lin Moyu had a new idea, but they didn't know what it was. This battle had been led by Lin Moyu's plans, and his ideas were extremely important. Lin Moyu saw the saints' confusion and said,
I need these years to do something. If it succeeds, it will greatly reduce the casualties of our human race.
2171, 2171. Chapter 2171. Different treatment.
This matter requires the cooperation of the Rune Saint and a vast amount of materials. I want to enhance the Golden Armor Talisman and mass-produce talisman cards. I aim for every warrior to have one.
Lin Moyu's idea was simple and straightforward. Enhance the Golden Armor Talisman to reach the level of the Bien Realm, at least able to withstand a blow from the Bien Realm. In this way, the warriors can attack without any worries, without needing to consider defense. Even the aftermath of battles between the Bien Realm and Saints wouldn't harm them. The Bien Realm and Saints on the opposing side would no longer be able to use ordinary warriors' lives as leverage. If successful, the combat power of the troops would be greatly enhanced. The human race could fully unleash their potential, and as long as the top combat power remains intact, the 100 Races Alliance would be completely defeated by the human race. Of course, all of this was based on the success of Lin Moyu's plan. Creating talisman cards required the help of the Rune Saint and a large amount of materials. After all, these were human warriors, not his undead army. The undead army didn't need talisman cards. Once the runes were created, they would be directly engraved into their souls, ready for use at any time, which was more convenient. To truly reduce the human race's casualties, the best way would be to use the undead army to replace the human army. Lin Moyu had considered this, but it would undermine the human army's confidence. After all, in over 1,000 years, the human race would still have to face the strong of the Do world. His undead army, though numerous, had its limits in command and many restrictions, unlike the human army, which was flexible and adaptable. After comprehensive consideration, Lin Moyu decided that the final battle would be led by the human army, letting them fight. There would inevitably be casualties, and he could only try to minimize them. Faced with Lin Moyu's proposal, several saints raised their hands in agreement. Celestial Saint said,
The human race has accumulated for 100,000 years, and it's finally time to use it.
War Saint also said,
My War God Hall has been exploring the inner and outer spaces of the domain, accumulating a large amount of materials, all of which are at your disposal this time.
Sword Saint also spoke.
In the 4 battlefields, our military has also accumulated countless materials, which will be provided this time.
The entire human race became Lin Moyu's support, providing him with vast materials. The accumulation of a strong race over 100,000 years was terrifying. Little Mist also raised her hand.
Master, Little Mist can help too. Little Mist knows ancient runes.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Where did Little Mist learn ancient runes?
Little Mist said,
From the Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable. Little Mist has his inheritance.
For a moment, there was silence around them. Lin Moyu's mouth twitched slightly. Little Mist also had the inheritance of the Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable. Lin Moyu finally understood the saying,
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
The Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable did just that, not putting his inheritance solely on himself. He also gave the inheritance to Little Mist, and unlike Lin Moyu, who had to find it piece by piece, Little Mist received the complete inheritance directly.
Indeed, former lovers are treated differently.
Lin Moyu laughed at himself. Suddenly, he thought,
Little Mist, did the illusion Mist Heavenly Venerable leave you any inheritance?
Little Mist shook her head.
The old master didn't leave any inheritance, nor did he need to. Everything the old master knew, Little Mist knows too, just didn't learn it.
All right, the saints' hearts were hurt again. Little Mist was once the inheriting spirit of the Yunwu sect, so she naturally knew everything about the Yunwu sect.
Why didn't you learn it?
Lin Moyu asked softly. Little Mist said,
It's too troublesome. Those illusions and realities make my head hurt.
All right, that reason was strong and irrefutable. Little Mist added,
If it can help Master, Little Mist is willing to learn. Little Mist is very smart and learns quickly.
Little Mist blinked her big eyes, looking sincere and serious. This look made everyone laugh. Lin Moyu patted Little Mist's head.
Then learn it. It should be useful.
Little Mist nodded vigorously.
Then Little Mist will study hard.
A powerful aura surged out, and the Rune Saint finally woke up. His aura rolled, and a world appeared, filled with runes, which was the rule world of the Rune Saint. The Rune Saint entered the path through runes, so his rule world was naturally composed of runes. Previously, the Rune Saint's rule world was somewhat illusory, appearing weaker among the saints. After all, he had only recently become a saint, and his rule world was not as strong as the other saints. In terms of combat power, the Rune Saint was also the weakest among the saints. Compared to the saints of the 100 Races Alliance, he could at most maintain a stalemate. In the rule world, runes shone brightly, gradually strengthening the rule world. The stronger the rule world, the stronger the saint's combat power. Lin Moyu looked at the Rune Saint's rule world and judged silently.
The Rune Saint's rule world is not yet at the ordinary level, somewhere between trash and ordinary. If he wants to go further, the rule world must continue to strengthen, otherwise becoming a supreme is very difficult. However, the Rune Saint's rule world has not yet fully formed, so there is still a chance to strengthen it.
Lin Moyu considered whether to tell the Rune Saint about this but decided not to for now, as it would be too discouraging. Telling a saint that his rule world was only at the trash level would be too hurtful. The Rune Saint's enlightenment strengthened his rule world, and the joy on his face was hard to hide. He bowed deeply to Lin Moyu.
Thank you, Master Lin.
Lin Moyu accepted it calmly. He had the qualification, and this was also the rule within the human race. Lin Moyu smiled.
Rune Saint, you will be very busy next.
The Rune Saint's expression became serious, and he solemnly promised.
Master Lin, just give the orders. I will do my best.
The relocation of the 100 Races Alliance continued, and the saints kept a close watch on the human race, finding that they were quiet, which reassured them. There were still minor skirmishes, but no major battles occurred. Both sides seemed to be gathering strength, preparing for a real showdown. In the War God Fortress, only Lin Moyu and the Rune Saint were present. Lin Moyu summoned Xiao Jin from his soul world, along with his automated golden armor talisman array cluster. Since they were going to make golden armor talismans, the best way was to upgrade the existing ones. Lin Moyu said,
Rune Saint, I have already told you my idea. I want to make the golden armor talisman reach the Bien realm, able to withstand a blow from the Bien realm, at least reaching the level of a first-grade ancient rune. My realm is not enough to control the power of rules, so I can only draw the runes. The power of rules needs you to complete.
The Rune Saint understood Lin Moyu's meaning.
Master Lin, rest assured I will do my best.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Then let's begin.
He started drawing runes, first attempting to draw the golden armor talisman of the Bien realm, then disassembling it, integrating it into the rune array, and modifying the array. The goal was to achieve a fully automated rune manufacturing cluster. Since creating the golden armor talisman, Lin Moyu had high hopes for it. He hoped the golden armor talisman could continuously upgrade, becoming stronger and without limits. Following his concept, Lin Moyu drew the runes needed for the golden armor talisman. There were 3 runes in total, each very complex, composed of several to more than a dozen high-level runes. As long as these 3 runes were combined, they could become an ancient rune. Lin Moyu whispered,
"Let's begin."
The rune saint nodded, and a rule power filled with rune aura flew out, enveloping the 3 runes. Lin Moyu controlled the 3 runes, making them merge. The 3 runes quickly came together and began to merge. At first, it went smoothly, but halfway through the fusion, the 3 runes suddenly cracked with a bang. Failed.
Let's continue.
2172 2172. Chapter 2172. Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array Cluster. There was no disappointment. Failure was normal. If they had succeeded on the first try, that would have been abnormal. Lin Moyu and Saint Talisman kept trying, seeking experience through repeated failures. Days passed, and gradually the coordination between the two became more skilled and tacit. Finally, after a month, a brilliantly golden ancient talisman appeared before them. Lin Moyu summoned the skeleton divine general, fused it with the golden armor ancient talisman, and let Saint Talisman conduct experiments. The effect was surprisingly good. This golden armor ancient talisman, invented and created by Lin Moyu, could withstand a full force attack from a transcendent realm expert. If it were a peak divine venerable, they would probably need to attack continuously for a long time to break it. Saint Talisman said,
"This golden armor ancient talisman should have reached the peak of 1st grade. It wouldn't be a problem to call it a 2nd grade ancient talisman."
Lin Moyu was also very satisfied.
"Can you see if it can be made into a talisman card?"
Saint Talisman nodded and began to draw the golden armor ancient talisman. During this time, he had become very familiar with the golden armor ancient talisman and could draw it effortlessly. This time, Lin Moyu didn't participate. It was completely done by Saint Talisman alone. After all, Saint Talisman was a saint, and a 1st grade ancient talisman wasn't difficult for him. In no time, he had drawn a golden armor ancient talisman. Then he took out a piece of top-grade talisman gold, cut off a small piece, and directly fused the golden armor ancient talisman into it, refining it into a talisman card. Making talisman cards was a piece of cake for Saint Talisman. In the blink of an eye, the talisman card was refined. The talisman gold turned into a beautiful piece of gold jade, emitting a noble aura. After some more experimentation, they found that the effect of the golden armor ancient talisman remained the same after being refined into a talisman card, fully meeting Lin Moyu's expectations. Lin Moyu said,
"Now that both the golden armor ancient talisman and the talisman card have been successful, the next step is to modify the cluster array to allow for automated production of the golden armor ancient talisman."
Lin Moyu already had his own ideas about this, which also required Saint Talisman's help. At this point, Saint Talisman was full of admiration for Lin Moyu. Creating a completely new ancient talisman was not something an ordinary talisman master could do. Even though Lin Moyu had received the inheritance of the holy rune Heavenly Venerable, inheritance was inheritance, and creation was creation. Being able to create an ancient talisman showed what level Lin Moyu's understanding of talismans had reached. Saint Talisman knew he couldn't do it himself. As for the automated talisman manufacturing cluster, he didn't even dare to think about it. Lin Moyu not only thought about it, but also did it. Lin Moyu began to modify the talisman array. The previous talisman array cluster system was dismantled, and extensive modifications were made based on it. The modification process was again a series of failures, but with their previous failure experiences, the two sought opportunities in failure. Saint Talisman used his lifelong learning to assist Lin Moyu. When they encountered problems, they thought and solved them together. The talisman array gradually took shape. The entire array was very complex, composed of 99 large and small arrays. 98 of these arrays produced the components needed for the golden armor ancient talisman, which were then gathered together and handed over to the last array for assembly. The last array was filled with the power of rules. Saint Talisman admired the 99 arrays as if appreciating a work of art.
I never thought talismans could be played with like this.
Saint Talisman exclaimed. Without Lin Moyu's genius creativity, he would never have thought of this method. Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Let's begin. If this succeeds, the rest will be easy.
Saint Talisman took a deep breath, solemnly saying,
Then let's start.
Lin Moyu activated the 98 arrays. The arrays began to operate, producing the components needed for the golden armor ancient talisman one by one. Saint Talisman activated the last array, which needed to be driven by the power of rules, something Lin Moyu couldn't do. Soon, all 98 components were manufactured and began to fuse together. Under the drive of the array, the fusion process went very smoothly. A few seconds later, a brand new golden armor ancient talisman flew out of the array.
Success!
Saint Talisman was overjoyed. Lin Moyu shook his head.
There's still one last step. Xiao Jin!
He called out, and Xiao Jin flew over in response, taking control of the array. As an array spirit, Xiao Jin had a natural control over arrays and quickly took over the array, as well as the newly manufactured golden armor ancient talisman. Xiao Jin waved his big hand, sending the golden armor ancient talisman into the waiting skeleton divine general, which successfully accepted the golden armor ancient talisman. After some testing, they found that the golden armor ancient talisman produced by the array had no difference in effect from the ones they had drawn. Only then did Lin Moyu's lips curl into a smile.
Now it's truly a success.
If Xiao Jin couldn't take control of the array, it wouldn't have been considered a success. As it turned out, Xiao Jin was very capable. As an array spirit, it had its own special qualities and could take control even of ancient talismans. At this point, the entire golden armor ancient talisman array was completely finished. The array continued to operate, constantly producing ancient talismans one after another. Saint Talisman took out an ancient jade, about 1 meter square, plain and unadorned. It stored a large amount of rule power, which Saint Talisman had stored up over time. The rule power in the ancient jade would replace Saint Talisman in providing energy for the golden armor ancient talisman array. The ancient jade had been specially treated by Saint Talisman, covered with talismans. While consuming rule power, it could also absorb soul power and convert it into rule power. This was also Lin Moyu's requirement. From the beginning, he had thought about how to provide energy for the array. At his request, Saint Talisman created this piece of ancient jade. The golden armor ancient talisman didn't require much rule power. A piece of ancient jade like this had enough rule power to support the array's operation for thousands of years. By the time thousands of years had passed, Lin Moyu would have long since entered the transcendent realm and possessed rule power himself, no longer needing the ancient jade for support. In fact, from the beginning of creating the golden armor ancient talisman, Lin Moyu never thought about failure. The two observed for a while, confirming that the golden armor ancient talisman array had completely stabilized. Golden armor ancient talismans were being produced at a rate of 1 per hour. Lin Moyu said,
Next is to create the cluster. I have Xiao Jin as the array spirit here, and Saint Talisman can mobilize multiple talisman masters for control.
Saint Talisman chuckled.
Young friend Lin underestimates our talisman association. Not only do we have many talisman masters, but we also have array spirits. They may not be as powerful as Xiao Jin, but we can certainly find 1 or 2 that are usable.
Saint Talisman naturally knew that using array spirits to control arrays was better than manual control. Array spirits were the spirits of arrays and had natural advantages in this aspect. Saint Talisman left for a while and quickly returned, bringing back a vast amount of materials. Now the human race was providing materials without reservation, as much as needed. The amount of materials accumulated by the human race over 100,000 years was unimaginably vast. Saint Talisman began refining the ancient jades needed by Lin Moyu one by one, while Lin Moyu started to set up the golden armor talisman array cluster. Lin Moyu moved quickly, multitasking, and rapidly forming array after array. The speed of producing golden armor ancient talismans also increased faster and faster. 3 years later, the Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array Cluster was finally completed, consisting of 10,000 arrays arranged in a 100 by 100 formation. 10,000 Golden Armor Ancient Talisman arrays was the current limit of what Xiao Jin could control and manage. With 10,000 arrays operating together, 10,000 ancient talismans could be produced every 30 minutes. This way, it would only take 3 years to equip the entire undead army with Golden Armor Ancient Talismans. Now there were still 7 years until the planned great battle, plenty of time. However, in Lin Moyu's plan, besides his own undead army, the more important part was the human race's army. Lin Moyu looked at Saint Talisman.
Call the best talisman masters here. It's time to make talisman cards.
2173 2173. Chapter 2173. If you don't retrieve the Dragon Ball, I'll release them. A large number of talisman masters entered the War God Fortress and, under the command of the Talisman Saint, began to refine talisman cards. When they saw the Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array Cluster, they were all stunned. Each of them was a high-level talisman master and at least a high-level divine venerable, with some even at the Bien realm. Regardless of their status or realm, and no matter how many years they had lived, none had ever seen such a large-scale talisman array cluster. Moreover, when they learned that this array could automatically operate to produce ancient talismans, they were even more astonished, their shock beyond words. They looked at Lin Moyu as if they were looking at a mythical figure. No, they didn't even see Lin Moyu as a human anymore. Lin Moyu had become a legend in their hearts, irreplaceable. It was the Talisman Saint who finally woke them up and got them to start refining talisman cards. Refining ancient talismans into talisman cards was not an easy task, with a high failure rate. As the president of the Talisman Association, the Talisman Saint went around teaching them how to refine the talismans. Fortunately, there were countless materials, so they didn't fear failure. After initial failures, the success rate began to increase, and the talisman masters became more proficient. Xiao Jin controlled the Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array, continuously distributing the produced Golden Armor Ancient Talismans. Some were given to the undead army, and others to the talisman masters. Xiao Jin adjusted according to the manufacturing speed of the talisman masters. Lin Moyu, on the other hand, was in another location, setting up another Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array. The Talisman Saint had brought the Talisman Association's array spirits and handed them over to Lin Moyu. The human race couldn't rely entirely on his talisman array. Eventually, his Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array would be taken back for his own use, so the human race also needed to have their own array cluster. The Talisman Association's array spirits were clearly not as powerful as Xiao Jin. When the number of arrays reached 1,000, it was already their limit. Compared to Xiao Jin's 10,000 arrays, it was far inferior. Fortunately, the Talisman Association had enough array spirits. The Talisman Saint gave Lin Moyu 6 array spirits in total. If each array spirit could control 1,000 arrays, they could manage several thousand arrays. Although still far from Xiao Jin, it was enough for use. After all, once the great battle ended, the human race would have plenty of time to produce Golden Armor Ancient Talismans. Using time to exchange for quantity, they could eventually catch up. Thanks to Lin Moyu's efforts, within a few months, another 1,000 Golden Armor Ancient Talisman arrays were added to the War God Fortress. Covering every warrior with Golden Armor Ancient Talismans was more than enough. By then, the combat power of the human race would reach its peak. One could imagine the despair of the 100 Races Alliance when faced with human warriors attacking like wolves and tigers without worrying about defense. Time passed year by year, and in the blink of an eye, 8 years had gone by. The great relocation project of the 100 Races Alliance was finally nearing its end. Over the past 8 years, Lin Moyu had spent most of his time in the War God Fortress, rarely going out. Occasionally, he would come out to chat and talk with Lin Mohan. The next battle plan had long been set, and from all the intelligence gathered, everything was proceeding according to his predictions, with no need for changes. During these 8 years, Little Mist had been diligently cultivating, always mumbling about wanting to help Lin Moyu. Unfortunately, she still had a playful nature, spending at least half her time playing with Little Bull. Despite the intermittent cultivation, Little Mist, with her extraordinary accumulation, had also reached the peak of divine venerable. According to her, she would soon achieve the Bien realm. Once Little Mist reached the Bien realm, like Lin Moyu, she would become the second person in the human race to cross the Star River with her physical body and achieve the Bien realm without the blood path. She was destined to be recorded in the history of the human race. In the 8th year, Little Bull suddenly left and returned a few days later. Little Bull then entered the War God Fortress and met Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu asked,
You said the Heavenly Dragon has something for me?
Little Bull nodded.
The Heavenly Dragon sent a message saying that a group of people from the Black Blood Great Realm had intruded into the Boundary Land.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised.
The people from the Black Blood Great Realm escaped.
Little Bull shook its head.
Not escaped, but returned. They came back from outside the domain. But now they have been intercepted by the Heavenly Dragon.
Lin Moyu immediately understood that these people from the Black Blood Great Realm had returned from outside the domain. Lin Moyu asked,
Did the Heavenly Dragon say how many of them there are and what their strength is?
Little Bull said,
He didn't say that, but the Heavenly Dragon mentioned that they brought a very dangerous weapon, one that can deal with the human race's half-step supremes.
Lin Moyu was instantly shocked. A weapon that could deal with the human race's half-step supremes. Is it the human emperor or old star? If the human race lost its half-step supremes, it would be disastrous for both this great battle and the future battle against the Do world. Fortunately, he had acted early and had the Heavenly Dragon seal off the Boundary Land. The people from the Black Blood Great Realm were intercepted halfway and couldn't bring the weapon back. Little Bull's eyes flickered, seemingly hesitant to speak. Lin Moyu noticed its unusual behavior.
What's wrong?
Little Bull opened its mouth and mooed.
The Heavenly Dragon said that if you don't bring back the Dragon Ball, he will release those people.
Lin Moyu frowned upon hearing this. He believed the Heavenly Dragon would do it. The Heavenly Dragon, being a dragon, was courteous to him because of Antares. But the Dragon Ball he promised had not been seen, and the Heavenly Dragon would not trust him unconditionally.
The Heavenly Dragon also said that the agreement between you two was not to let anyone escape from within the domain to outside. The people from the Black Blood Great Realm entered from outside the domain, not covered by your agreement.
Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh. He hadn't expected such a loophole in their agreement. But even without the loophole, if the Heavenly Dragon wanted to renege, there was nothing he could do. The Heavenly Dragon needed the Dragon Ball. Even one would allow the agreement to continue. The dragon-seeking ball given by the Heavenly Dragon could sense Dragon Balls within 1,000 light-years. Lin Moyu had traveled all over the domain, but the dragon-seeking ball had never reacted. Finding a Dragon Ball in a short time was almost impossible. The Heavenly Dragon didn't specify a time, but it had already given a time frame. When the great battle began, if the Dragon Ball was still not found, the Heavenly Dragon would undoubtedly release those people from the Black Blood Great Realm. The Dragon Clan was not a race of the Great World. They didn't care about the life and death of the Great World. Lin Moyu knew that the only Dragon Ball he could currently obtain was the one in the Demon Clan. He couldn't have done it before, but now with the Concealment Talisman it wasn't impossible.
I originally planned to completely wipe out the alien races before searching for the Dragon Ball. Since the Heavenly Dragon is in such a hurry, it seems the plan needs to be slightly adjusted.
After calculating in his mind, excluding the time to travel to the Boundary Land, he had only a little over a year to retrieve the Dragon Ball, at most not exceeding a year and a half. No time to lose, he had to set off immediately. With a wave of his hand, he put away the Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array Cluster. The human race now had enough talisman cards. Over the years, most of the Golden Armor Ancient Talismans had been supplied to the human race. Even without his Golden Armor Ancient Talisman Array, the remaining 1,000 arrays could still produce enough talisman cards. On the other hand, his undead army had not yet fully integrated with the Golden Armor Ancient Talismans. Lin Moyu informed several saints that he had something to attend to and would be leaving for a while. He then activated the Concealment Talisman and left silently. 2174, 2174. Chapter 2174. Sneaky like the heavenly venerable. The human race's base had always been under the surveillance of the Hundred Races Alliance, and the same was true for the Hundred Races Alliance's base. Both sides monitored each other, which was a necessary task. After Lin Moyu arrived at the front line and accomplished such a significant feat, his presence was already known to the Hundred Races Alliance. Given Lin Moyu's reputation, the Hundred Races Alliance would undoubtedly keep a close eye on him, watching his every move. This time, Lin Moyu left the War God Fortress using the concealment talisman to avoid the surveillance of the Hundred Races Alliance. Apart from Lin Mohan, no one else knew about his departure. Even the Saints were unaware. He was going to infiltrate the Demon Clan's star region, so secrecy was paramount. Lin Mohan did not stop him. As Lin Moyu's elder sister, she naturally understood that she couldn't stop him. Lin Moyu was not a child. He knew what he was doing and would not act recklessly. Little Mist stared blankly at the starry sky.
Why did Master leave again?
Lin Mohan showed a gentle expression and hugged Little Mist.
Your master has his own tasks to do, and Little Mist has her own tasks too.
Little Mist seemed to have thought of something and nodded vigorously.
Yes, Little Mist is about to break through to the Bien realm. When Master returns, Little Mist might have already reached the Bien realm.
Lin Mohan laughed.
Then Little Mist must work hard.
At the same time, she thought to herself that not only Little Mist but she also needed to work hard. Now, 90% of her law power had sublimated into rule power. This rule power, which she called world-destroying sword intent, was incredibly powerful. Previously, when she activated her sword intent and used spells, it was a mixture of laws and rules. Even then, she could fight across levels, slaying saints with her Bien realm power. Once she fully used rule power, her combat strength would be even greater. Slaying saints would be a piece of cake. The power of time and space flowed, accelerating Lin Moyu's time. Under the effect of the 3 light talismans, Lin Moyu's speed increased significantly. After flying billions of kilometers, a battleship appeared in the starry sky. The battleship's door opened, and space slightly distorted. The battleship then silently entered deep space, heading towards the Demon Clan. Lin Moyu's figure appeared inside the battleship. He took out some tea leaves, brewed himself some fragrant tea, and leisurely enjoyed it. He seemed to be on a trip to the Demon Clan, without any sense of danger. Looking at the colorful world outside the battleship, with space turbulence constantly flying by in deep space, for ordinary divine venerables, deep space was extremely dangerous. These space turbulences were deadly, and even a slight touch could cause injury. Only high-level divine venerables, protected by rule power, could survive in deep space, and even then, just barely. To move freely in deep space, one had to either reach the Saint Realm or possess space laws. Lin Moyu's space laws had reached 40%, allowing him to move freely in deep space. However, he still couldn't travel as fast as the battleship. Currently, only the Starfish clan had the ability for rapid travel in deep space. The human race's battleships were modified by them to achieve this ability. The specific array formations were being deciphered by the Human Emperor network, but the process was complex, especially the application of space laws, which the Human Emperor network couldn't handle. Once Lin Moyu fully mastered space laws and explained the principles to the Human Emperor network, the human race could truly master deep space travel technology. The battleship silently traveled through deep space, getting closer to the Demon Clan. Lin Moyu remained relaxed and unhurried. During this time, Lin Moyu lived leisurely, while Xiao Jin was busy in his soul world. A large number of golden armor ancient talismans were being produced and distributed to the undead army by Xiao Jin. More and more undead soldiers were merging with the golden armor ancient talismans, significantly enhancing their defense, enough to withstand a full force attack from the Bien realm. The combat strength of the undead army increased dramatically, capable of besieging the Bien realm even without using the Skeleton King. A month later, the battleship emerged in the starry sky and was then put away by Lin Moyu. He entered a concealed state, blending into the laws, making himself invisible. He had returned to the Demon Clan's star region after many years. His previous appearance had caused some trouble for the Demon Clan, not much harm but highly insulting. This time he didn't know what would happen, nor did he care.
I hope I can get the Dragon Ball smoothly. It's not time to deal with you yet.
Lin Moyu muttered to himself with a hint of disdain. He didn't take the Demon Clan seriously at all. After a few steps, Lin Moyu entered the barrier and once again stepped into the Demon Clan's star region. Activating the 3 light talismans, he sped towards his destination at 900 million kilometers per second. The Demon Clan's barrier and Abyssal Demon Eye were unaware of his arrival, and the starry sky remained peaceful. However, Lin Moyu was no longer interested in such small skirmishes. He had bigger plans to uproot the 100 Races Alliance, including the Demon Clan.
In the star map given by the Heavenly Dragon, the Dragon Ball is located in the core area of the Demon Clan. At my current speed, it would take several years to reach the core area of the Demon Clan. However, the internal defenses of the Demon Clan are not as tight as the outer regions. At least the space is not completely sealed, and I can use the battleship.
Lin Moyu knew the Demon Clan well. Their defense system was tight on the outside but loose on the inside. They had set up numerous barriers within 100 light-years of their star region, sealing the space and prohibiting teleportation. Similarly, deep space was also sealed, preventing deep space travel. However, the internal area did not have such tight defenses. Otherwise, prohibiting teleportation and deep space travel would hinder the development and operation of the Demon Clan. In fact, many races, including the human race and the Golden Eagle Clan, used this type of defense. As long as the outer defenses held, the internal area would be secure. Who would have thought that a monster like Lin Moyu would appear in the human race? With a concealment talisman, he could ignore the Demon Clan's defenses. The 100 light-year defense depth was enough, but Lin Moyu also had the power of time and space. At full speed, he could cross 100 light-years in just over 10 days. Sure enough, 15 days after entering the Demon Clan, Lin Moyu sensed a change in space. He took out the battleship again and entered deep space, heading towards the core area. This time, Lin Moyu didn't remain idle. He took out a prepared talisman array and enveloped the battleship. The battleship became almost invisible, rendering the Demon Clan's deep space surveillance system useless. Lin Moyu chuckled to himself.
If the Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable knew I was using his runes for sneaky activities, I wonder if he would come to kill me.
In his mind, the Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable would surely make a grand entrance. But on second thought, Lin Moyu realized he was wrong. The Holy Rune Heavenly Venerable had also done sneaky things. He had secretly infiltrated the Yunwu sect and left his inheritance in their legacy pearl. In this sense, they were the same kind of people. 2175 2175. Chapter 2175. When you have to use your trump card, you use it. Using the talisman array greatly enhanced the battleship's stealth capabilities, rendering the Demon Clan's surveillance abilities useless. However, the cost was a significant reduction in the battleship's speed. What originally would have taken half a month now took 2 months. Lin Moyu believed that spending a bit more time was worth it as long as he could successfully retrieve the Dragon Ball. The battleship emerged from the void and then immediately disappeared. Lin Moyu merged into the laws, observing the starry sky. The nearest Demon Clan star system was at least 3 light-years away, and the surroundings were empty with nothing in sight. He took out the dragon-seeking ball, which immediately reacted and pointed the way. The dragon-seeking ball was magical. It would map the surrounding starry sky and form a star map on the ball. It would then mark the location of the Dragon Ball. Lin Moyu checked and found that it was about 70 light-years away. At his speed, he could reach it in 8 days.
It seems the information the Heavenly Dragon obtained is from many years ago. Over the years, the location of the Dragon Ball has changed. I just don't know if anyone has obtained it.
Lin Moyu thought that not many people would recognize the Dragon Ball. If an ordinary demon got it, they might hide it and treat it as a collectible. If someone recognized it, things would become troublesome. He activated the 3 light talismans, wrapping himself and pushing his speed to the limit. Lin Moyu moved like a ghost, freely traversing the Demon Clan's star region. By now, he had been in the Demon Clan's star region for 3 months, and no one had discovered his presence. As he entered the core area, the density of star systems began to increase sharply. The stars in the star systems were mostly dim red, looking like demonic eyes, grim and fierce. This was the territory of the Hell Demons. When he reached the Abyss Demon's starry sky, the stars would turn dark green, even more eerie and terrifying. On the 7th day, Lin Moyu was only 10 light years away from his destination. A star system appeared in his sight, and Lin Moyu judged the distance, feeling slightly uneasy.
The Dragon Ball seems to be in the star system.
Lin Moyu thought to himself, feeling that things were not going well. If the Dragon Ball was in the star system, it was likely already discovered. Lin Moyu wasn't afraid of the Dragon Ball falling into the hands of a strong person. There couldn't be any strong person here. Even if it was a Bien Realm expert, he could kill them if he wanted to. The key issue was that once he made a move, it would inevitably cause a commotion. He was no longer in the peripheral area, where he could leave whenever he wanted. If the Demon Clan really decided to fight, it would be difficult for him to escape. Moreover, he wouldn't forget that the Demon Lord was here. The old half-step supreme he didn't want to provoke for now. As he advanced, Lin Moyu's thoughts raced, considering many possibilities. If he really had to make a move and the Demon Lord arrived, how should he respond? Use his trump card to kill the Demon Lord? Or try to negotiate with the Demon Lord? Would that guy negotiate with him? There seemed to be no room for negotiation between the two races, especially with such a good opportunity. The Demon Lord would definitely not let him go.
It seems that if the Demon Lord really comes, I'll have to use my trump card. It's a bit wasteful, but the people from the Black Blood Great Realm absolutely cannot return to the domain. And that weapon capable of killing a half-step supreme must also be in my hands.
Lin Moyu made up his mind that when he had to use his trump card, he would use it. As long as he could get the Dragon Ball, it would be worth it. The star system in his sight kept enlarging, and Lin Moyu sensed vigorous life force. The eye of the soul opened, seeing countless soul flames. There were many demons in the star system, numbering in the billions, with the weakest being at the peak of the true god realm, and most being god kings. This was the core area of the Demon Clan, where those with low realms or poor bloodlines were not qualified to enter. There were also some god sovereigns, but they were mostly low-level god sovereigns. There were only 2 high-level god sovereigns. Given the Demon Clan's strength, it was impossible for there to be only 2 high-level god sovereigns in the core area star systems. It could only mean that the Demon Clan had sent most of their forces to the front lines, leaving their internal strength depleted. In fact, the human race was in a similar situation now. However, the human race's formations were too strong, and the Human Emperor Network monitored the entire human race, so they had no worries about anyone sneaking in. In reality, the Demon Clan never thought anyone could sneak in either. A day later, Lin Moyu crossed the last 10 light years and arrived in front of the star system. He observed the star system, which had 2 blazing stars. The 2 stars wrapped around the star system, constantly rotating, making the entire star system like a furnace. Many hell demons liked this environment. The power of the stars could help them cultivate. It was said that part of the demonic fire came from the stars. Under the wrapping of the 2 stars, there were 4 planets. The 4 planets also rotated like the stars, and their speed was not slow. The planets were full of flames and lava, with countless demons bathing in the lava, enjoying the immense power of the flames. The Demon Clan's cultivation was simple and crude. They relied on their bloodlines, inherently powerful, and didn't need to comprehend laws or understand their true selves like the human race. Demons only needed to absorb power to grow quickly. In the early stages, they were indeed stronger than the human race, but in the later stages, the human race could rise against the odds, continuously breaking through. The Demon Clan, on the other hand, would be limited by their bloodlines and ultimately unable to reach the true peak.
The Dragon Ball is in the star system, but it's hard to pinpoint its exact location.
The dragon-seeking ball could locate the Dragon Ball within a range of 1,000 light-years. But it also had a problem: poor accuracy. The Dragon Ball was located in the star system in front of him, but its exact position couldn't be pinpointed. Compared to the location given by Antares, it was far less accurate. At this point, the dragon-seeking ball was no longer reliable. He could only rely on himself. The Dragon Ball had a unique aura, and Lin Moyu thought that with his soul's sensitivity, he might be able to sense it. The eye of the soul opened, and with the soul of a saint, Lin Moyu saw countless lines of laws. Every detail of the star system was presented before his eyes. Lin Moyu took a deep breath and, using the concealment talisman, entered the star system. He passed by the stars and saw many god-sovereign demons in the starry sky, bathing in the stars' light. The stars' light fell on them, turning into flames that engulfed them. Yet these demons seemed to enjoy it immensely.
Now this is a real sunbath.
Lin Moyu recalled a term from his previous life. Compared to these demons, the sunbaths of his previous life were nothing. He passed by these demons, flying towards the star system's interior, with the eye of the soul continuously scanning the entire star field, not missing an inch. Someone was watching me, but he looked around and saw no one, not even a ghost. He looked at a nearby demon and growled.
Is it you watching me?
The demon ignored him, pretending not to hear.
Dare to ignore me!
He roared in anger and immediately charged over, starting a fight. Flames exploded in the starry sky, shaking the star system continuously. Lin Moyu watched silently, thinking,
Such a bad temper. The hell demons really have a bad temper.
He didn't bother with these guys and quickly approached the planet.
This is
2176, 2176. Chapter 2176. Why refine the Dragon Ball? In the center of the star system, surrounded by 4 planets, a barrier shimmered brightly. This barrier belonging to the demon clan wasn't large, but it emitted an aura that made even Lin Moyu feel shocked.
This barrier was personally set up by the demon lord.
Lin Moyu instinctively made this judgment. In the entire demon clan, apart from the demon lord, no one could set up a barrier of this level. Besides the demon lord, perhaps only those powerful demons from ancient times could set up such a barrier. Lin Moyu carefully examined the barrier, sensing its aura, and roughly understood its purpose. The barrier's function was to block outsiders, not allowing anyone to enter. The whole scene became strange. In the core area of the demon clan, at the center of a seemingly ordinary star system, why set up such a barrier? What did the demon lord want to hide? Could the Dragon Ball be inside the barrier? Reasoning from the barrier, Lin Moyu's gaze swept across the starry sky, finally discovering the unusual nature of the entire star system. This star system wasn't naturally formed. It had obvious signs of artificial processing. The 2 suns not only provided heat for the 4 planets but also supplied energy for the barrier. As long as the suns existed, the barrier's energy would be endless, making it impossible to break through by force. Lin Moyu judged that even if a saint came, it would take a great effort to force their way in. At the same time, forcibly attacking the barrier would trigger a chain reaction, leading to the direct destruction of the suns. By then, the demon lord would naturally know that something had happened to the barrier he set up.
I wonder if this barrier can stop me.
Some things need to be tried to know, but naturally, one shouldn't try blindly. Lin Moyu wouldn't do anything reckless. He first carefully searched the star system over and over, spending 3 days repeatedly searching to confirm there was no trace of the Dragon Ball. Finally, he turned his attention back to the barrier. Since it couldn't be found in the star system, it could only be inside the barrier. The dragon-seeking ball wouldn't be wrong. Lin Moyu approached the barrier, carefully examining it repeatedly with his soul eye. The omnipresent law lines could also penetrate the barrier. In theory, now that he had merged with the laws, he should also be able to enter the barrier. But entering was one thing, doing so silently was another matter. Lin Moyu continuously sensed the changes between the inside and outside of the barrier through the law lines. Gradually, a smile appeared on his lips. The laws did change after entering the barrier, just like light being refracted when entering water. This change wasn't strong, but it was enough to make him temporarily separate from the laws. Even if only for an instant, the barrier would detect his presence. The solution was simple. One was to strengthen his fusion with the laws, never separating from them. The second was to deceive the barrier, making it unable to detect him. With the laws changing, it was almost impossible not to separate from them. The first method was abandoned. He could only choose the second. The method to deceive the barrier was to use space-time power, temporarily entering another space-time, separating from the real world. With his current mastery of space-time power, Lin Moyu was confident he could maintain that special state for 1 second. 1 second was enough for him to do many things, including remerging with the laws. Having made up his mind, Lin Moyu immediately took action. Invisible space-time power flowed down, enveloping his entire body. Lin Moyu took a step forward, entering the barrier. The laws changed, with subtle differences between the laws inside and outside the barrier. Lin Moyu temporarily separated from the laws, unable to maintain the merged state. His form appeared inside the barrier. Normally, the barrier would immediately detect him and sound an alarm. But the barrier seemed to ignore Lin Moyu. He stood there, but the barrier didn't detect him at all. This was the power of space-time. Although Lin Moyu was here, he was actually in another space-time. The confusion of time successfully deceived the barrier, also deceiving the demon's perception. Although the time was only a brief second, it was completely sufficient. Lin Moyu activated the concealment talisman again, silently remerging with the laws. His form completely disappeared, invisible to the naked eye and difficult to sense. From his previous experiences, Lin Moyu knew that as long as he maintained a certain distance, even saints would find it difficult to detect him. Only half-step supreme beings like the Demon Lord would be able to sense his presence. Lin Moyu surveyed the world inside the barrier. Inside this barrier, there was actually an independent space. This space was not small like a small world, with a diameter of tens of millions of kilometers. 3 transcendent realm demons were positioned at 3 corners of the world, forming an array, continuously exerting the power of rules. The power of rules transformed into raging flames, converging at the center of the space, as if roasting something. Lin Moyu felt that they had been doing this for many years. With the power of rules at the transcendent realm, what could need to be burned for so many years? Lin Moyu ignored the 3 transcendent realm demons and flew towards the center. Through the crimson demon flames, Lin Moyu saw clearly what they were roasting. At the same time, as he approached the center, he also sensed an unusual aura.
The Dragon Ball!
Lin Moyu showed a hint of joy. He had finally found the Dragon Ball. The 3 transcendent realm demons were indeed roasting the Dragon Ball.
Are they refining the Dragon Ball? It seems the Heavenly Dragon's Dragon Ball isn't easy to refine. The Demon Lord's aura still lingers here. It seems the Demon Lord also participated in refining the Dragon Ball before leaving for some reason. Why refine the Dragon Ball? What use could the Dragon Ball have for non-dragon race people?
Lin Moyu thought of the Starry Sky Tree. Back then, the Starry Sky Tree also wanted to obtain Antares' Dragon Ball. Clearly, it also wanted to get something from the Dragon Ball. Now, the Demon Clan also wanted to obtain something from the Heavenly Dragon's Dragon Ball.
But why refine it here? This place is obviously not a good location. The Demon Lord could have taken it back to refine. Could there be some inside story here?
Lin Moyu continued to approach, and gradually, he discovered something was amiss. Around the Dragon Ball, there was a faint vortex. The vortex was like a large hand, firmly grasping the Dragon Ball, not letting it leave. It was because of the vortex's existence that the Demon Lord couldn't take away the Dragon Ball. Lin Moyu was in a dilemma. If even the Demon Lord couldn't take away the Dragon Ball, how could he take it away? The vortex rotated slowly but steadily in the flames, emitting an attractive force that firmly held the Dragon Ball, preventing it from leaving. Lin Moyu looked at the vortex, finding it increasingly strange and familiar. The vortex was 3 parts like a secret realm and 7 parts like a copy in a small world. He observed carefully and found that the flames were not only refining the Dragon Ball but also continuously pouring into the vortex. It wasn't clear whether the flames were entering voluntarily or being sucked in by the vortex, but the flames kept pouring into the vortex. If there was another world behind the vortex, it would surely be consumed by the flames, turning into a sea of fire. Lin Moyu pondered. At present, this problem seemed unsolvable. After thinking for a long time, he could only come up with one solution.
It seems I can only go in and take a look.
2177 2177. Chapter 2177. The world left behind by the Water and Fire Clan. The closer Lin Moyu got to the vortex, the more clearly he could feel the aura of the Dragon Ball. He was certain of his feeling. The vortex was continuously generating suction, firmly holding the Dragon Ball. At the same time, this suction was also drawing in a large amount of flames. The Dragon Ball floated within the flames, showing no signs of being refined. Having decided to proceed, Lin Moyu acted decisively. He rushed towards the vortex, diving into the flames, and without resisting the suction, he plunged into it. Because of his appearance, the flames twisted slightly, immediately drawing the attention of the 3 Transcendent Realm demons. One demon growled.
Why do I feel like someone was just here?
His voice echoed within the barrier, deafening.
Are you seeing things? There's no one here. Exactly, I didn't feel anything. With the Demon Lord's barrier, how could anyone be here? Maybe you fell asleep and were dreaming.
The demon looked around, seeing no one, and could only assume he was mistaken or had indeed fallen asleep. After all, they had been here for hundreds of years without rest. The Dragon Ball remained unchanged, just as when they first arrived. If not for the Demon Lord's orders, they would have long given up. The demon sighed.
Maybe I was wrong. It's so boring here. I wonder when someone will come to replace us.
Another demon responded.
The Demon Lord said to refine the Dragon Ball for 500 years. It's been 389 years, so 111 years remain. 111 years. This is unbearable. Even sending some female demons would be nice. Don't think too much. Be careful, or the Demon Lord will come and kill you. The Demon Lord hasn't been here for a long time. I wonder what he's doing. Is the Demon Lord's business something we can meddle in? Just behave and follow orders. The clan doesn't lack 3 transcendent realms like us.
Their discussion made the barrier lively for a while. Da Chune. Lin Moyu entered the vortex, and his vision became clear again. A fragrant scent of flowers filled his nose, bringing a hint of freshness. However, the scent and the scene were in stark contrast. Flames fell from the sky, covering the ground, which was engulfed in blazing fire. Amidst the flames, beautiful flowers bloomed, forming a spectacular sea of fire flowers. The floral scent rose from the flames, without any heat, refreshing the soul. The scene was so bizarre that Lin Moyu was stunned. These flowers felt completely different from normal flowers in the Great World. Lin Moyu thought of the flowers in the Bone Hell, which grew on the banks of the Hellfire River. The flames of the Hellfire River also burned these flowers, but they were unafraid of fire. The more intense the hellfire burned, the more beautiful the flowers became. The flowers in the Bone Hell and the fire flowers before him had a similar nature. Lin Moyu flew forward. The space behind the vortex was vast, with no end in sight. The laws here changed again. The law lines were no longer continuous, making it impossible for Lin Moyu to hide. Since he couldn't hide, he decided to be open. Skeleton Divine Generals flew out continuously, exploring the surroundings. Sending out Skeleton Divine Generals had become Lin Moyu's instinct. Whether in dungeons or secret realms, his first reaction was to let the skeletons scout the terrain, ensuring he knew the layout. The Skeleton Divine Generals continuously sent back maps, revealing a vast plain with no hills or mountains. It seemed that even if there had been mountains, they had been burned flat by the flames. After flying a distance, the skeleton divine generals reported finding a river. Lin Moyu flew over and soon saw the river. The water was crystal clear, with a visible bottom, flowing through the fiery land. The flames didn't burn the river, and the river didn't extinguish the flames. They coexisted harmoniously, each doing its own thing. With the river as a reference, Lin Moyu followed it upstream. The river widened, from hundreds of meters to thousands, then tens of thousands of meters. Eventually, the river became a vast river, with clear water rolling up huge waves, crashing against the banks. After a long journey, the river's width reached 100,000 meters. This space was vast, exceeding Lin Moyu's imagination. After flying for a long time, Lin Moyu finally reached the river's end. It was an endless ocean with huge waves roaring. From all directions, rivers and streams flowed into the ocean. The flames ended here, unable to advance further. The endless ocean stopped the flames. The skeleton divine generals had almost mapped out the terrain. The ocean's width was unknown. It split into countless tributaries, each becoming a vast river, flowing in all directions. Where there were no rivers, flames burned endlessly.
Water and fire world.
Lin Moyu thought of an ancient race. In ancient times, there was a powerful race called the Water and Fire Clan. They lived in a world of water and fire but eventually disappeared for unknown reasons. Little information about them remained, only that they lived in a world of water and fire.
Could this be the world left behind by the Water and Fire Clan?
The skeleton divine generals continued to explore while Lin Moyu sensed the world. A peculiar power spread from the ocean, extending through the rivers to the entire world. Similarly, a strange power spread through the flames, covering the entire world. The two powers intertwined, forming a strong force, stronger than either alone. It was like the laws of water and fire had merged, amplifying each other. After sensing for half a day, Lin Moyu flew towards the ocean's center. There, the skeleton divine generals had found an island. On the island was a huge coffin. Lin Moyu flew to the island, looking down at the coffin. The coffin was engraved with numerous patterns, half representing water and half representing fire. The coffin was ancient, exuding an aura from ancient times. Lin Moyu guessed it might have existed since ancient times. It might contain a powerful being from the Water and Fire Clan, at least a supreme worthy of such a burial.
Finally, you have come.
The coffin suddenly opened, and a voice emerged. Lin Moyu was startled. There was someone inside the ancient coffin. Waves from the ocean surged into the coffin, and flames turned into pillars, also entering the coffin. As the coffin fully opened, a huge creature, half water and half fire, slowly rose from it. Chapter 2178. 2178. 2178. Chapter 2178. Another setup by the mysterious master. After rising from the coffin, it looked up at Lin Moyu. Although it had no eyes, Lin Moyu could feel that it was looking at him. Lin Moyu also looked at it. It was half water and half fire, with the left side being water and the right side being fire, standing about 100 meters tall. Lin Moyu could sense that it had once been very powerful, still exuding an ancient aura. At this level, body size was no longer important. The size of a strong person could change according to their will. Lin Moyu was still thinking about what it had just said.
Finally, you have come.
Was it waiting for him, or was it waiting for the human race? Lin Moyu asked.
Were you waiting for me?
The Water and Fire Clan being's voice was deep.
Perhaps not.
Lin Moyu immediately understood its meaning. It was waiting for the human race, but not necessarily for him. It raised its right hand made of flames, which continuously changed, eventually forming a mass of intense fire. This mass of fire was very peculiar, like a seed, but also seemed incredibly terrifying. Lin Moyu's pupils contracted slightly, and he also raised his hand, revealing the world-destroying fire seed in his palm. After years of nurturing, the world-destroying fire seed had grown much stronger, from a small flame to a massive fire. Upon seeing the world-destroying fire seed, the Water and Fire clan being said in a deep voice,
"The master was right. You have finally come."
"Master?" Lin Moyu immediately thought of that mysterious master. Using the world-destroying fire seed as a token, who else could it be but that mysterious master? The Water and Fire clan being gradually shrank, finally stabilizing at around 2 meters tall. Lin Moyu also descended from the air. Two different races, connected by that mysterious master, established a relationship. It performed a human race salute towards Lin Moyu.
"I am Shuihua, the ancestor of the Water and Fire clan."
Lin Moyu responded with a human race salute.
"Lin Moyu of the human race."
He had already guessed its identity in his heart, but he was still somewhat shocked. It was actually the ancestor of the Water and Fire clan, the founder of a clan. How powerful must it have been? The supreme was a given, and it was highly likely to be a heavenly venerable. According to records, the Water and Fire clan was once very powerful, so the possibility of it being a heavenly venerable was very high. However, now its power was long gone. In Lin Moyu's perception, it was only comparable to the Bien realm. Shuihua's voice was deep.
"The master asked me to wait here for you and give you some things."
It extended a hand, and the coffin automatically opened, revealing a box hidden beneath it. The box was an ancient box but different from ordinary ancient boxes. On the surface of the box, there seemed to be a mass of flames flowing, gray flames, exuding an aura identical to the world-destroying fire seed. But compared to Lin Moyu's world-destroying fire seed, the flames on the box were obviously purer. Shueihua said,
"Everything the master wants to give you is inside. You can use the world-destroying fire to refine it. Once refined, you can open it."
It seemed to have some fear of the flames on the box. Lin Moyu walked over, wrapped his hand in the world-destroying fire seed, and picked up the box. The flames on the box were extremely terrifying, capable of burning the world, even injuring the soul of a heavenly venerable. Anyone else wouldn't be able to touch this box. Even a saint wouldn't be qualified. Only Lin Moyu, who also possessed the world-destroying fire seed, could safely pick it up.
"Is there anything else?"
Shueihua said,
"The master also said you might need my help, but I don't know what I can do for you. I have been temporarily revived, with little time left, and my power is less than a billionth of my peak, only comparable to a saint."
Shueihua's tone was calm, as if waiting for Lin Moyu to say what he needed. It wasn't good at thinking, perhaps because it had been dead for too long and was no longer used to thinking. Or maybe it was just naturally unwilling to think. However, because of Shueihua's appearance, Lin Moyu had a deeper understanding of that mysterious master's power. That mysterious master had clearly calculated that he would come, regardless of the method used, and had calculated it accurately. So, he left these things using the world-destroying fire seed as a token, to leave them for Lin Moyu. He had calculated it all too clearly.
Not only did he calculate that I would come, but he also calculated that I would need to take the Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball cannot be taken directly. As long as the world of the Water and Fire clan exists, I cannot contend with a world. To obtain the Dragon Ball, I must first destroy this world while avoiding the demon clan's pursuit. The purpose of Shuihua's existence is precisely for this.
Lin Moyu said,
"Do you have any last wishes? Perhaps I can help you fulfill them."
Shueihua nodded, extending a hand, and hundreds of seeds flew out from the coffin. Each seed was the size of a fist, looking like a mass of water, but with a core of intense fire. Water and fire perfectly fused within the seeds, without any conflict. Shueihua said,
"These are the seeds of our Water and Fire clan. If there is a chance in the future."
Lin Moyu understood its meaning. It didn't want the Water and Fire clan to be extinct. Lin Moyu took the seeds and solemnly promised,
"Rest assured, if there is a suitable opportunity, I will ensure the Water and Fire clan reappears and lives well." "Thank you."
Shueihua sincerely thanked him and bowed to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said,
Next, I need your help. Please tell me.
Lin Moyu explained his plan, and Shueihua agreed without hesitation. A mass of intense flames erupted from Lin Moyu's palm, the world-destroying fire engulfing the world, beginning to refine this small world. Shueihua let out a sharp cry, and the ocean of flames surged towards it. Shueihua's aura rapidly strengthened, while the small world quickly shrank. Such a large world, if Lin Moyu wanted to refine it with the world-destroying fire, it would take hundreds of years. But now, with Shueihua's cooperation, it would only take a day. The world contained the power of the world's origin. Refining the world with the world-destroying fire could yield world crystals. World crystals were materials for constructing a perfect rule world, extremely precious. All the water and fire power in the world converged, and Shueihua's aura grew stronger, quickly breaking through the Bien realm and reaching the saint level. Lin Moyu discovered that the power accumulated by the demon clan over countless years was ultimately absorbed by Shueihua, becoming its power. Flame flowers flew up, landing on Shueihua's right hand, turning into a giant flaming sword. At the same time, countless streams of water converged on its left hand, forming an ice battle blade. Ice blade and fire sword, Shueihua's aura reached its peak. The peak of the saint level, although not as strong as the demon lord, was already very powerful. After all, it had been dead for countless years. To temporarily reach this level was already incredible. Outside the small world, within the barrier, the three Bien realm demons sensed something was wrong. They felt the vortex's power fluctuating violently, becoming extremely unstable.
What happened? I don't know, the vortex seems unstable. Strange, it looks unchanged, but why do I feel uneasy? Should we inform the demon lord? No rush, let's wait and see.
The three Bien realm demons exchanged glances and decided to wait and see. Half a day later, the vortex suddenly exploded. 2179, 2179. Chapter 2179. You attract the fire, I'll retreat first. Water and fire converged in the starry sky, quickly transforming into the form of the Waterfire Ancestor. The Waterfire Ancestor, wielding an ice war blade and a flaming fire sword, swept through the starry sky with a murderous aura. The faces of the three demons in the other shore realm changed drastically. They did not understand what was happening. Facing the murderous Waterfire Ancestor, they instinctively turned to flee in terror. But it was too late. A flash of fire, and the three screamed simultaneously. Their bodies were cut in half by the flaming fire sword, and even the barrier was shattered into pieces. Flames burst out of the barrier, sweeping across the starry sky, spreading across the entire galaxy almost instantly. 4 planets and 2 stars were simultaneously engulfed by the flames and exploded with a roar. In an instant, the galaxy was completely destroyed, and billions of demons died on the spot without exception. The flames surged, and the demons in the other shore realm whose bodies were shattered were still trying to escape. For them, the physical body was not a major concern. As long as their souls remained intact, they could survive. They moved quickly, about to escape the galaxy in the blink of an eye, but suddenly all 3 stopped simultaneously. A layer of ice covered their bodies, the coldness unimaginable. The flames extinguished within the ice, and their souls lost consciousness. The Waterfire Ancestor slaughtered the 3 demons in the other shore realm with overwhelming force, as easily as chopping vegetables. The Waterfire Ancestor charged out of the galaxy, heading towards the nearest galaxy. The original galaxy had completely turned into a sea of fire, with nothing left. In the flames, a hand reached out and grabbed the Dragon Pearl. Then the Dragon Pearl disappeared, and Lin Moyu left as the galaxy collapsed, parting ways with the Waterfire Ancestor. The 3 light talismans circulated, and Lin Moyu traversed billions of kilometers in a short time, then took out a battleship and plunged into deep space. Using runes to shield the battleship's presence, he flew towards the distance. Sitting in the battleship, Lin Moyu's eyes were filled with contemplation.
With such a big commotion, the demon lord must already know. At the Demon Lord's speed, it won't take long to arrive. The presence of the Waterfire Ancestor is enough to attract the Demon Lord's attention. I just don't know how long the Waterfire Ancestor can hold out against the Demon Lord. The Waterfire Ancestor said he was temporarily resurrected and didn't have much time, but he didn't specify how long. If the battle is intense enough, his existence time will decrease. If there's no fighting, then the time will increase. Hopefully, he can hold on for a few more days.
Lin Moyu couldn't make a judgment and could only rely on luck. After the battleship had flown for half a day, Lin Moyu felt a vibration from space. He knew the Demon Lord had arrived and was already fighting the Waterfire Ancestor. The battle between the two was extremely fierce. Although the Waterfire Ancestor only had the cultivation of the Saint Sovereign Realm, he had once stood at the top, and his secret techniques were likely numerous. Facing the Demon Lord, he could probably hold out for a while. Lin Moyu accelerated away, flying in another direction. Time passed day by day, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. During this time, Lin Moyu made no moves, only carefully sensing the information transmitted back from space. The battle between the Demon Lord and the Waterfire Ancestor continued without stopping. The strength of the Waterfire Ancestor exceeded Lin Moyu's expectations. A month later, the battle's aftershocks began to weaken. Lin Moyu knew it was because he had moved farther away, so the aftershocks he sensed were becoming fainter. But as long as the aftershocks were still there, it meant the battle continued, and the Waterfire Ancestor was still alive.
The strength of the Waterfire Ancestor completely exceeded expectations. If he can hold on for another month, I'll be safe.
Lin Moyu's speed was much faster than when he came. In another month, he would reach the edge of the demon territory. At that time, he wouldn't need the battleship and could use the concealment talisman to cross the edge of the demon star field alone, making it difficult for the Demon Lord to find him. 28 days passed as Lin Moyu waited, with only 2 days remaining. 20 days ago, he could no longer feel any spatial fluctuations. Lin Moyu didn't know if the Waterfire Ancestor was still there, guessing that he was probably gone. Suddenly, the battleship seemed to crash into a quagmire and couldn't move forward.
Space is locked.
Lin Moyu quickly put away the battleship and exited deep space. The concealment talisman was activated immediately, and Lin Moyu merged into the laws. He quickly adjusted his law frequency to synchronize with the locked space. A few seconds later, the 3 light talismans flashed, and he sped forward at 9 billion kilometers per second. At this moment, he confirmed that the Waterfire Ancestor had dissipated, and the Demon Lord had discovered the Dragon Pearl was missing, immediately activating a barrier to lock the space. Fortunately, he was not far from the edge of the territory. Even without the battleship, he could reach the edge in 10 days. As long as the Demon Lord didn't come nearby within those 10 days, no one could find him.
It's all up to luck now.
Lin Moyu's heart moved, and he activated the luck burst technique, with the sound of dragon roars suddenly echoing around him. Luck turned into a dragon, and Lin Moyu pushed his luck to the extreme. Luck, to most people, is mysterious and hard to explain. But to Lin Moyu, it was very clear. Luck is a kind of virtual power under the law of causality. Although it is illusory, it truly exists, just that ordinary people cannot see or touch it. In the inheritance of the illusory mist Heavenly Sovereign, the virtual power envelopes the entire great world. All operations within the great world cannot escape its influence. It is like an invisible hand behind the scenes, directing everything. As long as luck is good enough and the virtual power is strong enough, nothing is impossible to change. If you look at a larger scale at the level of the world C, the great world also seems to be subject to virtual power, with a larger net controlling a larger world. Of course, Lin Moyu was far from reaching that level. All he could do was push his luck to the extreme, perhaps avoiding some trouble. After all, many things are not afraid of 10,000, just in case. Lin Moyu didn't look back, just kept moving forward. The luck burst technique operated again and again, and Lin Moyu always kept his luck at the extreme. If the Demon Lord still found him, He could only consider himself unlucky. Time seemed to pass very slowly, and Lin Moyu knew that the closer he got to the edge, the more dangerous it was. If he were the Demon Lord, he would certainly set up defenses at the edge. During these days, Lin Moyu felt the Demon Lord's aura more than once. But the distance was far, and the Demon Lord did not discover his presence. Perhaps the luck burst technique worked, and of course the concealment talisman also contributed. The combination of the two finally allowed Lin Moyu to reach the edge of the demon territory. The barrier at the edge had not changed at all, just like when he came.
Didn't the Demon Lord strengthen the barrier? It's normal if he didn't. After all, the time was too short, and the demon's star field is vast. He didn't know which way I would go. The barrier can't stop me. If I were the Demon Lord, what would I do? Let me leave? Impossible. Since the Demon Lord wants to refine the Dragon Pearl, it must be of great use. The Dragon Pearl has been in his hands for so many years. Even if it hasn't been refined, leaving a mark shouldn't be difficult.
Lin Moyu guessed the Demon Lord's method. The Demon Lord must have left a mark on the Dragon Pearl. As long as he carried the Dragon Pearl out of a certain range, the mark would activate, and the Demon Lord would know the direction of the Dragon Pearl. But Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile. This kind of mark might work on ordinary storage artifacts, but his storage space was too special, and the Demon Lord's mark probably wouldn't work. Lin Moyu believed in his judgment, using the concealment talisman to rush into the barrier, disappearing without a trace. 2180. Chapter 2180. The Seed of the Undying Flame. The Demon Lord was nearly insane, and the terrifying aura of a half-step supreme spread throughout the entire star region. Lin Moyu could feel the space trembling, undulating like ocean waves, containing the Demon Lord's anger. Several months had passed since the appearance of the Water and Fire Ancestor, and the Demon Lord seemed to have realized that the Dragon Ball could never be retrieved. Lin Moyu traversed the starry sky silently. As long as the Dragon Ball hadn't returned to the Heavenly Dragon, he couldn't relax. Half a month later, Lin Moyu completely left the Demon Clan's star region. He didn't immediately take out his battleship, but waited until he was several hundred billion kilometers away before taking it out and entering deep space. The battleship flew straight towards the boundary land. There was still a year left until the planned battle, enough time for Lin Moyu to make a round trip to the boundary land. Moreover, Lin Moyu knew that the front lines wouldn't start the battle until he returned. This battle was crucial for him and equally important for the human race. While the battleship flew through deep space, Lin Moyu didn't let his guard down. His thoughts raced as he put himself in the Demon Lord's shoes to think.
If I were the Demon Lord and knew the Dragon Ball was lost, the first thing I would think of would be the Heavenly Dragon. So, as long as the Dragon Ball hasn't returned to the Heavenly Dragon, intercepting it halfway. This is the last chance to retrieve the Dragon Ball. The Demon Lord's true body won't leave. Once he leaves the Demon Clan star region, his strength is only at the peak of the Saint realm. Although his avatar is weaker than his true body, the difference isn't much, so he will send his avatar to intercept. No, not just the Demon Lord's avatar, but possibly the Eagle Emperor's avatar and the Half-Step Supreme from the Black Blood Great Realm. They don't know which route I will take, but undoubtedly, they will set up defenses around the Heavenly Dragon.
Lin Moyu believed his thoughts were correct. The Demon Lord would not be willing to lose the Dragon Ball. Facing the Demon Lord, the concealment talisman's effect would be greatly reduced, even rendered useless. If he forced his way through, he would have to face 3 saints. One of them might even be a half-step supreme.
If they are just avatars, I will force my way through. If the true body of the Black Blood Great Realm's half-step supreme comes, then I won't hold back.
Lin Moyu considered various scenarios, remaining highly vigilant, but in his heart he didn't take them seriously. After all, it wasn't a life-and-death confrontation, and Lin Moyu was more than 80% confident he could break through their encirclement. The battleship moved farther and farther away from the Demon Clan's star region, finally losing all sense of the Demon Clan's presence. Lin Moyu exhaled and began to examine himself. By refining the water and fire world with the world-destroying fire, he obtained a world crystal. Now, Lin Moyu had 2 world crystals, one from the starfire world and one from the water and fire world. The 2 world crystals looked no different and were both top-grade materials for constructing a rule world. In this era without supreme heavenly venerables, building the divine path was extremely difficult. The mysterious master left the method to build the divine path, but most of the materials had to be found by Lin Moyu himself. The arrival of the Do world was a good opportunity. It was a complete world, and he could obtain some materials that had long disappeared from the great world. However, besides giving Lin Moyu the world-destroying fire, the mysterious master seemed to have other plans. This great figure was too mysterious and powerful. Lin Moyu couldn't fathom what he was thinking. Lin Moyu took out the ancient box. The box had no runes, only a layer of extremely faint world-destroying fire. Although faint, it was very powerful because it came from the mysterious master. It had been under the water and fire ancestors' coffin for countless years, nurtured by the flames of the water and fire world, and the world-destroying fire had never weakened. Even a saint couldn't touch this box. Lin Moyu knew that only he could open this box. No one else could.
What could it be?
With a hint of curiosity and anticipation, Lin Moyu ignited the world-destroying fire on his palm. His world-destroying fire seemed much weaker than the fire on the box, not even on the same level. Even so, Lin Moyu's world-destroying fire became the key to opening the box. With a light click, the box opened. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed.
This is a fire seed.
Inside the box was a fire seed. The fire seed looked like the world-destroying fire, entirely gray. But Lin Moyu immediately recognized that this was not the world-destroying fire seed but the seed of the undying flame. The seed was only the size of a fingernail, suspended in the box, emitting a faint aura. The undying law was Lin Moyu's innate law, and the undying flame could be called his innate flame. Many spells had to be driven by the undying flame. Lin Moyu had long mastered the undying flame, even using it for refining and making talismans. But what use could this fire seed have?
Why did the mysterious master leave a seed of the undying flame?
Lin Moyu's eyes flickered. The fire seed was so inconspicuous, far inferior to his undying flame. The mysterious master wouldn't do anything unnecessary. Since he left it, there must be a reason.
Let's give it a try.
A flame shot out from his finger, and the undying flame fell on the fire seed. The originally weak and helpless fire seed exploded with a bang upon contact with the undying flame. The fire seed followed Lin Moyu's undying flame and directly entered his body. Lin Moyu instantly turned into a man of fire, with all his clothes burned away by the undying flame. Lin Moyu didn't expect such a change. The small fire seed, which seemed weak, contained such powerful energy. He felt his entire body being burned by the flame, with continuous pain. Lin Moyu didn't panic. The undying flame couldn't harm him. The pain persisted, and Lin Moyu found his physical body gradually strengthening under the burning of the undying flame. His purple gold body had already reached perfection, making his physical body comparable to a high-level god sovereign. In this era where physical cultivation was rare, even saints couldn't match the physical strength of a high-level god sovereign. As Lin Moyu's realm improved, his physical body could continue to strengthen until reaching the peak of the god sovereign. But now, the purple gold body seemed to be breaking through and transforming again. Lin Moyu felt as if some shackles were being burned away by the undying flame, with waves of powerful energy surging from deep within his body. His physical body strengthened again, significantly improving. The purple gold body was covered with a layer of gray, similar to the death power of the undying law but distinctly different. The gray color had a golden glow, exuding a noble aura.
Has the purple gold body merged with the undying flame?
Lin Moyu was shocked. He felt the power of the undying flame filling his physical body. His physical body was indeed stronger. Lin Moyu felt that with just his physical body, he could now contend with a peak god sovereign. Moreover, the limit had been broken. As his realm improved, his physical body could continue to strengthen, reaching the Bien realm, Saint realm, and even Supreme realm. This inconspicuous undying flame seed contained such miraculous power. The undying flame tempered his physical body and then surged towards his soul. The undying flame seed appeared in his soul world, and a voice echoed simultaneously. 2181, 2181. Chapter 2181. The Being from the Soul World. The voice came from the mysterious master, whose voice was so distinctive that it would never be forgotten once heard.
This is the second gift I leave for you, the original seed of the undying flame. The original seed can help you refine your purple gold body into an undying golden body. The undying golden body can regenerate from a single drop of blood, making the physical body eternal. Of course, you are currently only at the initial stage of the undying golden body, far from the point of physical immortality. The second function of the original seed is to enhance your spells. You can choose one spell to integrate with the original seed, and the effect of the spell will be greatly enhanced. As for which spell you choose, that is up to you.
The mysterious master's voice stopped there, leaving Lin Moyu in endless shock. Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
He really knew I would come, and the original seed was specially prepared for me. A calculation spanning 2 million years, this mysterious master is truly terrifying. The original seed is indeed a good thing, integrating with a spell to enhance it.
Lin Moyu felt the aura of the original seed and knew it was extraordinary. Enhancing a spell was not just a simple enhancement. It would cause a significant change in the spell. Moreover, this change would only make the spell stronger with no risk involved. Unfortunately, there was only one such good thing, and only one spell could be chosen. Lin Moyu's eyes showed contemplation as he surveyed the various spell stars, trying to choose one spell to integrate with the original seed. But this choice was not easy. There were too many spells, and each seemed useful.
Anything left by the mysterious master must be very precious. My choice needs to be careful, maximizing the benefits. But if he could predict my arrival, he should also predict which spell I would choose. Why not just tell me directly?
Lin Moyu suddenly realized that this thought was incorrect. The future can change, and any choice can alter the future's direction. The future seen through the river of fate is mostly accurate, but after a choice is made, different directions can emerge. Now, it was the same for him. His choice would determine the future's direction. So even the mysterious master, who could see the future through the river of fate, could only see one possibility.
He can't see the human heart, so he can't tell me this choice. I must make it myself. My choice is crucial and will impact the future.
Lin Moyu became more cautious, analyzing the pros and cons of his spells and predicting possible changes. The sound of a Buddhist chant rang out, and the long-absent Buddhist lich appeared beside him.
True sight.
With a thought, the Buddhist lich immediately used True Sight. True Sight had helped him many times before, but as his realm improved, the opportunities to use True Sight became less frequent. Moreover, the things that could threaten his life became fewer, and True Sight was gradually shelved. Now, Lin Moyu used True Sight again, using it to search for possible future changes. True Sight activated, invoking the laws of fate. In his consciousness, he integrated the original seed into the Skeleton King, wanting to see possible changes. Bang! With a light sound, the Buddhist lich collapsed on the spot. Lin Moyu was stunned for a moment. The Buddhist lich couldn't withstand the backlash of the original seed and collapsed on the spot. The original seed was too strong. Even a simulation was too much for the Buddhist lich. Anything involving the original is never simple. Fortunately, the Buddhist lich wouldn't truly die and would revive after a while.
It seems I can only rely on myself.
True Sight was unreliable. He could only deduce it himself.
Most of my spells are more or less related to the undying flame. But the ones most closely related to the undying flame are only 4 spells. Summon Skeleton King, Bone Hell, Undead Gaze, Resurrection of the Dead. The Skeleton King's flame is just a facade, looking fierce but with little influence from the undying flame. Bone Hell has its own system, and the Hellfire is slightly different from the undying flame. Undead Gaze is a soul attack, and the undying flame is just a formality. The spell most closely related to the undying flame is Resurrection of the Dead.
Lin Moyu's gaze locked onto Resurrection of the Dead. Resurrection of the Dead was a very strong spell, capable of forming a legion of resurrected beings, extracting a lot of information from enemies, and causing enemies to kill each other. But it also had a fatal flaw. The duration of the resurrected beings was only 100 days. 100 days was too short, only suitable for emergencies and not for a permanent undead army. If this 100 days could be increased tenfold or 100-fold, the entire spell would become much stronger. Lin Moyu's determination was firm. Once he made a decision, he wouldn't change it.
Hope it won't disappoint me.
With a thought, an invisible soul force wrapped around the original seed and integrated it into the spell Star of Resurrection of the Dead. The spell Star of Resurrection of the Dead immediately shone brightly, becoming more luminous and pure, illuminating most of the soul world. Not only was the soul world illuminated, but the light even extended beyond the soul world, lighting up a large area of the void. Outside the soul world was a vast void, an unknown area filled with mystery and the unknown, called the soul void. In the small world, a demigod once explored the soul void and never returned. Until now, Lin Moyu had never explored this unknown world. He had ventured once in the small world and almost got lost, never going back since. As far as Lin Moyu knew, only the system dared to venture deep into the soul void. The system, like the mysterious master, was the biggest mystery. Later, he asked Saint how, and even the saint didn't dare to explore the soul void. At this moment, Lin Moyu's soul world shone brightly in the void. The entire soul world was glowing, with a peculiar original aura spreading. Suddenly, a roar came from outside the soul world, from a distant place. Lin Moyu's soul eyes shot out a sharp light, looking towards the direction of the sound. It seemed like an empty void, with nothing there. After a brief moment of light, there was endless darkness. The roar seemed like an illusion, but Lin Moyu was clear-headed. Knowing it wasn't an illusion, he hadn't misheard.
There are beings in the soul void. The being was attracted by the original aura and roared with excitement. Clearly, it is very interested in the original aura. Under normal circumstances, the original aura is blocked by the soul world and doesn't leak out. This time was an accident. I wonder what kind of being is coming.
Resurrection of the Dead was still changing, the light growing stronger, and the original aura continued to leak. Lin Moyu's soul world became a beacon in the soul void. The roar gradually grew louder, and the unknown being was approaching. Lin Moyu's mind became alert, sensing that besides excitement, the being's roar also carried brutality. The being was coming for the original aura. Finally, an incredibly terrifying being appeared in the light.
A dragon!
Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed sharply. It was a dragon, a giant dragon composed purely of soul. The dragon's aura was vast, faintly surpassing the saint level, and its eyes were filled with brutality, devoid of reason. The dragon appeared outside the soul world and crashed into it with a thunderous roar. 2182 2182 Chapter 2182 Refining the Giant Dragon, 10-colored dragon soul crystal. The soul world shook violently, causing the thousands of stars within it to sway incessantly. Over the years, Lin Moyu had been continuously using the starlight refining method. Every 10 days, a star was condensed, 36 stars per year. Over 100 years, the number of stars had reached thousands. The existence of these stars greatly enhanced the strength of the soul world. Originally, Lin Moyu's soul world had already transformed into a rule world. Under the illumination of the stars, it became even stronger. But now, facing the impact of the soul dragon, it was still trembling, roaring, and on the verge of shattering. The soul dragon kept ramming into the soul world repeatedly. It didn't breathe dragon breath, only used its body to ram. Lin Moyu had seen Antares' soul and knew that dragon souls could also breathe dragon breath, which was a dragon's instinct. But this giant dragon in front of him had even lost its instincts. What else did it have left? Lin Moyu remained calm and unflustered. The Soul Slayer sword flashed and flew out of the soul world, stabbing straight at the dragon. The dragon let out a scream. The soul was attacked, causing it pain. However, the Soul Slayer sword's power was insufficient and couldn't truly harm it. Lin Moyu roughly judged that this dragon might have been a peak saint or even a half-step supreme in its lifetime. Its soul had gotten lost in the soul void, completely losing its direction. Its body and soul were completely disconnected, which meant it was already dead. But it had been so powerful in life that even in death, its soul didn't disperse. From then on, its soul lost its intelligence and wandered aimlessly in the endless soul void. The pain stimulated it, making it even more frantic. It opened its mouth, revealing sharp teeth, and began to crazily bite the soul world. At the same time, its tail lashed out like a whip, striking the soul world. The soul world roared and shook even more violently. The stars could no longer remain stable in the world and began to fly around chaotically. Each lash caused dents to appear in the soul world. The Soul Slayer sword returned to Lin Moyu's hand. Facing the soul dragon, the Soul Slayer sword was indeed insufficient. Seeing the soul world on the brink of collapse, Lin Moyu still didn't panic. He had the Scourge Scepter. Even if the dragon was not at the supreme level, the Scourge Scepter could still smash it to pieces. But Lin Moyu didn't want to use the Scourge Scepter. A gray flame appeared before him.
The world-destroying fire can refine worlds and also burn the remnants of supreme souls. If I use the world-destroying fire to refine a saint's soul, I wonder what it will produce.
With a thought, the world-destroying fire drew a gray line in the soul world, quickly flying towards the soul dragon. As soon as the world-destroying fire left the soul barrier, the frantically attacking soul dragon suddenly stopped. A trace of sanity appeared in its crazed eyes, accompanied by intense fear.
Huh! It actually recognizes the world-destroying fire?
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. This soul dragon from the soul void had clearly lost its sanity. So how could it recognize the world-destroying fire? Lin Moyu immediately realized that it didn't recognize the world-destroying fire, but sensed the threat it posed. Just as it could know that the original power was beneficial to it, it could also know that the world-destroying fire was dangerous to it. However, it didn't flee but stared vigilantly at the world-destroying fire. The world-destroying fire flew towards the dragon at high speed, and the dragon roared, spewing dragon breath. Dragon breath was instinctual. As long as it was a dragon, it could breathe fire, even if it was a dead dragon's soul. The dragon breath was vast and mighty, corrosive and burning. The soul world was hit by the dragon breath and began to burn fiercely. The damage caused by the dragon breath to the soul world was greater than the previous random collisions. The world tree finally moved. Its branches automatically flew out, landing on the soul world's barrier. A large amount of soul power surged out, repairing the soul world. Since obtaining the world crystal, the world tree had absorbed its power, greatly enhancing its own strength. Now, its repair speed was very fast, almost matching the dragon breath's destruction. With the world tree present, Lin Moyu wasn't worried about his soul world being damaged. The world-destroying fire passed through the dragon breath and hit the soul dragon. The dragon let out a miserable scream, its entire body engulfed in raging flames, rolling wildly in the void. In an instant, it turned from a soul dragon into a gray fire dragon. The world-destroying fire used the soul as fuel, burning more and more fiercely. Lin Moyu felt the world-destroying fire growing stronger, burning the soul while absorbing its power.
So burning a strong soul can enhance the world-destroying fire. Refining worlds doesn't have the same effect.
Lin Moyu grasped the key point. The cultivation of the world-destroying fire required burning strong souls. The stronger the world-destroying fire, the faster it could refine worlds. As long as the world-destroying fire became strong enough, it would be an incredibly terrifying trump card. The soul dragon had completely lost its resistance, howling in the void, its body shrinking and its aura weakening. Half an hour later, the powerful soul dragon was completely burned to death by the world-destroying fire. Lin Moyu recalled the world-destroying fire and found a crystal where the soul dragon had died. The world tree extended a branch and retrieved the crystal. The crystal was dragon-shaped, containing powerful soul power, pure and untainted.
It turned into a soul crystal. Unfortunately, it's all dragon power, which I can't use.
Lin Moyu felt that he couldn't absorb or utilize the soul power. The soul power in the crystal was filled with dragon energy. If he absorbed the soul power, he would truly become a mortal enemy of the dragon race. The dragon race would believe that Lin Moyu had killed a member of their race, leading to an unending vendetta. The dragon race was unreasonable and wouldn't listen to explanations. Killing a true member of the dragon race meant becoming their enemy.
What a pity. This thing is harmful rather than beneficial to me. What should I do with you?
At this moment, a dragon's roar sounded, and the long-dormant 9-colored dragon soul crystal suddenly emitted a crisp dragon roar. It circled around the world tree rapidly, emitting continuous dragon roars. The dragon roar carried a hint of flattery. Lin Moyu immediately understood and raised the soul crystal.
You want this?
The 9-colored dragon soul crystal let out an urgent dragon roar, seemingly in response. Lin Moyu smiled and tossed the soul crystal over. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal flew over, opened its mouth wide, and swallowed the soul crystal. After swallowing the soul crystal, the 9-colored dragon soul crystal let out a satisfied cry and quickly returned to the world tree, coiling around one of its branches, motionless. It closed its dragon eyes, and its entire body emitted 9-colored light, seemingly digesting the crystal. Lin Moyu suddenly noticed that the 9-colored dragon soul crystal seemed to have an additional color. The 9 colors now had a 10th, about to become 10-colored.
10-colored dragon soul crystal? Impossible. I've never heard of it.
As far as he knew, the 9-colored dragon soul crystal was the limit. But now it seemed to be evolving into 10 colors. No one knew what it would be like after becoming 10-colored. Lin Moyu knew that the 9-colored dragon soul crystal was very useful. It could refine soul power and purify it. When the soul was attacked, it could also help with defense. For anyone, the 9-colored dragon soul crystal was an invaluable treasure. However, its effect required time to accumulate. His soul had strengthened too quickly, causing the 9-colored dragon soul crystal's presence to diminish significantly.
I wonder if there will be new changes after it becomes 10-colored.
2183 2183. Chapter 2183. Origin Level Rebirth. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal was digesting the soul crystal, with the light of the 10th color appearing intermittently, not yet stable. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry. After confirming that the 9-colored dragon soul crystal was fine, he shifted his attention to the spell White Star. The fusion of Resurrection of the Dead and the original Fire Seed was more than halfway through, and some wonderful changes were occurring on the spell White Star. The light of the spell White Star became increasingly bright. Originally, it illuminated most of the soul world, but now it lit up the entire soul world as bright as day. The soul world became the brightest star in the dark night, extremely conspicuous. Combined with the leakage of the original aura, Lin Moyu was genuinely worried that it might attract other soul entities again. If a supreme came, the world-destroying fire could handle it. If a heavenly venerable came, it would be a different story. This unknown soul void was as mysterious as the boundary sea, filled with powerful beings. If there were truly Tao venerables in the world, they might exist in the soul void. Fortunately, apart from the first soul dragon, no new soul entities appeared. The spell White Star transformed into a spell Purple Star. The purple deepened, becoming more profound. The entire spell Purple Star emitted a noble aura, and its position changed accordingly. It slowly rose, flying higher and higher, surpassing other spell white stars, coming just below the infinite fusion. The purple light slowly radiated, connecting with the infinite fusion. The purple light contained a powerful original aura. Lin Moyu watched this scene, slightly shocked.
Is it offering tribute?
Even though Resurrection of the Dead had obtained the original fire seed and evolved, it was still not as good as infinite fusion. Moreover, its actions had a clear sense of flattery. The infinite fusion did nothing but received a portion of the original power. Lin Moyu did not interfere. The infinite fusion had a very weak intelligence, naturally close to him, and would not harm him. The infinite fusion absorbed a portion of the original power, gently trembled, and disconnected from the resurrection of the dead. It seemed to be saying,
That's enough, you may leave.
The infinite fusion hovered at the top of all the spell stars, like an emperor sitting high above, ruling over all spells. The resurrection of the dead withdrew, rolling to the side, continuing its evolution. Another day passed, and the evolution was finally complete. Lin Moyu immediately sensed the changes in the spell. When his soul touched the resurrection of the dead, the first feeling was heaviness, extreme heaviness. Spell stars had weight. Planets were the lightest, stars much heavier, and white stars even heavier. The difference between the three was almost magnified 10,000 times. Each level's advancement increased the weight by more than 10,000 times. White stars were already 1 billion times heavier than planets. The greater the weight, the stronger the spell. Having experienced 3 transformations, Lin Moyu was well aware of this. This time, the transformation into a purple star increased the weight again. Although the spell purple star was small, its weight far exceeded that of real-world stars. Even with his soul power, moving it required great effort. In the real world, moving stars with his soul power was not difficult. Lin Moyu felt that if he threw the spell purple star, it could pierce through any star. Within the spell purple star, he sensed a flame. The flame was hidden at the center of the spell purple star, with the original fire seed becoming its core. The presence of the original fire seed gave the spell some characteristics of an original spell, greatly enhancing its power, making it a semi-original spell.
This world is truly magical.
Lin Moyu found that the higher his realm, the more he encountered, and the smaller he felt. Information came, and Lin Moyu saw the sublimated resurrection of the dead. Resurrection of the dead, origin level, revives targets using corpses or souls as mediums, transforming them into resurrected beings. The existence time of resurrected beings is determined by the Master's realm, 1,000 days. Resurrected beings can enter a dormant state, during which their existence time does not decrease. The strength of resurrected beings will surpass their peak in life, with the extent of the surpassing determined by their potential. Resurrected beings will self-destruct upon death, with the explosion's power exceeding their limits. Resurrected beings retain their memories from life, and the Master has absolute control over them. Reviving targets more than 2 major realms above the Master may cause resistance, potentially leading to loss of control. The number of resurrected beings is determined by the Master's realm, with the current maximum being 1 billion. Seeing the information about resurrection of the dead, Lin Moyu's heart surged with waves of emotion. He had expected resurrection of the dead to become stronger but hadn't anticipated it to become this powerful. The spell White Star had transformed into a purple star, and the spell had reached the origin level. Resurrection of the dead underwent a rebirth-like transformation. Its essence remained the same, turning the dead into resurrected beings, but the existence time increased tenfold, from 100 days to 1,000 days. And this was only limited by his current realm. If his realm continued to improve, the time could increase further. Most importantly, the dormant ability appeared. During dormancy, the time for resurrected beings would not pass. This eliminated the biggest drawback of resurrected beings. They could be dormant when not in use and awaken for battle, extending their existence time almost infinitely. Previously, the resurrected beings given to Little Bull eventually disappeared not because they died in battle but because their time ran out. Lin Moyu only created large numbers of resurrected beings when needed. Now, he no longer had to worry about this issue. He could revive targets anytime, anywhere, letting them sleep when not fighting and using them in battle. 1,000 days could be used as 10,000 days or even 100,000 days. Besides the change in time, there was also a change in combat power. Resurrected beings not only restored their peak combat power from life but could also surpass it based on their potential. The extent of the surpassing varied for each resurrected being and needed testing to determine. Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile.
Unexpectedly, your strongest state appears after death.
The changes in resurrection of the dead were already astonishing, but there was more. Resurrected beings would self-destruct upon death, with the explosion's power exceeding their limits. This was also a powerful weapon, enough to elevate the combat power of the resurrected army. The final change was in numbers. The number of resurrected beings increased from 100 million to 1 billion, a tenfold increase. Previously, the number of resurrected beings wasn't very useful due to their short existence time. But now, with the dormant ability, the more resurrected beings, the better. Lin Moyu's first thought was to go to the boundary land and kill all the starry sky beasts from other worlds, turning them into resurrected beings and forming a true resurrected army.
Unexpectedly, an original fire seed has made resurrection of the dead my strongest spell.
Lin Moyu couldn't help but sigh. Once a spell of limited use, it had now become his strongest spell. Under certain conditions, the combat power of the resurrected army had already surpassed that of the undead army. 2184 Chapter 2184. The first battle after the resurrection army's promotion. The battleship stopped and floated up from deep space. There was still some distance to the boundary land, and this area was a void without stars. Weak starlight shone from hundreds of light years away. Lin Moyu waved his hand, throwing out countless pieces of flesh. The flesh piled up into a mountain, difficult to count. This flesh was left from the starry sky beasts he killed when he went to the boundary land before. At that time, he didn't know how many starry sky beasts he had killed or how much flesh he had left. Later, some of it became resurrected beings, handed over to Little Bull for command. He had originally planned to use the rest in the final battle, but now, there was no need to wait. The undying flame exploded in the starry sky, enveloping the flesh. Origin level spell. Resurrection of the dead. Following mysterious rules, the flesh began to grow within the undying flame. The flesh regenerated, and the souls reformed. One by one, the starry sky beasts that had died reappeared alive before his eyes. The undying flame continued to burn, and the starry sky beasts kept resurrecting, filling a large area of the starry sky in an instant. Lin Moyu was surrounded by tens of millions of starry sky beasts, all kneeling towards him, extremely respectful and silent. If anyone saw this, they would be shocked. When did starry sky beasts become so obedient, not making a single sound? This was nothing short of a miracle. The creator of this miracle was very satisfied.
Indeed, they are stronger than before, and the resurrection speed is also faster.
He found that, after the resurrection of the dead spell was promoted to the origin level, there was another unmentioned change: the resurrection speed. The flesh regenerated much faster than before, at least 3 times faster. Moreover, the resurrected starry sky beasts were indeed stronger than before. Those who were at the 3rd stage of the divine sovereign realm in life became 5th stage after resurrection. Those who had just entered the high-level divine sovereign realm in life reached the 8th stage after resurrection. Some peak divine sovereign starry sky beasts reached half-step Bien realm after resurrection. Although they hadn't reached the Bien realm, they were much stronger than before. If they died in battle and self-destructed before death, they could probably threaten the Bien realm. Lin Moyu roughly counted, totaling 16 million starry sky beasts, and they were all at the divine sovereign realm. Such a large army would be a headache for any race. Moreover, this was just the beginning. Lin Moyu threw out the containment talisman array, collecting all the starry sky beasts and issuing a dormancy command. In an instant, all the starry sky beasts' auras fell silent, entering a dormant state. In dormancy, the starry sky beasts were like dead objects, without any aura. Lin Moyu looked strange.
Why do I feel like I've seen this scene somewhere before?
His memories flowed, recalling an experience from long ago. In a distant memory, in an ancient tomb on the Vermilion Bird battlefield, he had seen countless coffins. The coffins contained many skeletons, which appeared lifeless and dead. But under certain special circumstances, the skeletons would revive. Now it seemed that those skeletons were in a dormant state. In that ancient tomb, Lin Moyu also learned some ancient matters and obtained the Dominion spell. Connecting the memories, he now knew that the Dominion spell also came from the mysterious master.
Could it be that the mysterious master had been planning this from the beginning? My acquisition of the Dominion spell was not accidental. It was also a means of the mysterious master. It's not impossible.
Lin Moyu knew his realm was too low, far from reaching the level of the mysterious master. He could only passively accept the various arrangements of the other party. For now, it seemed that the other party had no intention of harming him and had been helping him repeatedly. Lin Moyu didn't dwell on this issue, re-entered the battleship, and continued towards the boundary land. A total of 16 million resurrected beings were quietly dormant in the containment talisman array. 16 million was just the beginning. Sooner or later, the number would reach 1 billion, truly showcasing the terror of the resurrected army. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal continued to digest, slower than expected, and Lin Moyu didn't know when it would finish. The 10th color appeared intermittently, and it was uncertain if it would succeed. If it succeeded, it would be another miracle.
If it really becomes 10-colored, even Antares would be shocked. When will that guy come out? Didn't he say 100 or 200 years? It's already past that. Could it be that he can't come out? What exactly happened in the small world?
Lin Moyu couldn't know what was happening in the small world. He couldn't go there. The last time he went, he almost lost his life. Antares said he was fine, and Lin Moyu believed him, but he didn't know when he would come out. He also didn't know the situation of others in the small world. Lin Moyu's thoughts became chaotic for a moment. After flying for more than 2 months, the battleship finally reached the boundary land. The laws here changed, and the space became different, making it impossible for the battleship to continue flying in deep space. Lin Moyu activated the 3 light talismans, flying towards the Heavenly Dragon's location at a speed of 900 million kilometers per second. The concealment talisman was still effective, and his presence didn't attract the attention of the starry sky beasts. The boundary land was densely packed with starry sky beasts, almost endless in number. In terms of the number of strong beings, the starry sky beasts far outnumbered the human race. Even if all the races within the domain were combined, they wouldn't match the starry sky beasts. Many starry sky beasts came from alien races, and Lin Moyu wanted to kill them all, turning them into resurrected beings and forming a true resurrected army. But now was not the time. Moreover, he needed to discuss this with the Heavenly Dragon. Killing some wouldn't be a problem, but killing too many would surely cause issues with the Heavenly Dragon. Half a month later, he got closer to the Heavenly Dragon and began to sense an unusual aura. He felt that a battle had recently taken place here, and the nearby starry sky beasts were gone. Many starry sky beasts had died here, and although the battle traces had been deliberately cleaned up, they couldn't escape his soul's detection.
It's the aura of the Golden Eagle clan. The Eagle Emperor is here. They are indeed waiting for me. The Demon Lord really informed the Eagle Emperor to prevent the Dragon Ball from returning to the Heavenly Dragon. It seems highly likely that the half-step supreme from the Black Blood Great Realm is also here. The Heavenly Dragon is not far away. If there's a battle, the Heavenly Dragon should know. One of the 3 must be going to restrain the Heavenly Dragon.
Lin Moyu quickly deduced that the one going to restrain the Heavenly Dragon should be the half-step supreme from the Black Blood Great Realm. Once they left their own star region, neither the Eagle Emperor nor the Demon Lord could contend with the Heavenly Dragon on its home turf. Only the half-step supreme could restrain the Heavenly Dragon on its home ground. With the Heavenly Dragon occupied, the Demon Lord and Eagle Emperor could try to stop him.
Until now, They probably don't know who took the Dragon Ball. They might think it was one of the Heavenly Dragon's subordinates. This will be the first battle after the Resurrection Army's promotion.
With a hint of coldness, Lin Moyu accelerated towards the Heavenly Dragon's location. / 2185 2185. Chapter 2185. Let You Burn. In the Boundary Land, a large area became empty. When Lin Moyu came last time, the closer he got to the Heavenly Dragon, the more numerous and powerful the Starry Sky Beasts became. Last time, he saw some Starry Sky Beasts at the Bien Realm, and the number of peak divine sovereigns was countless. Little Bull had explained that the main reason was the big tree where the Heavenly Dragon resided. That tree was extraordinary, emitting an element that Starry Sky Beasts needed greatly. Absorbing this element could make the Starry Sky Beasts stronger. So within 10 light years of the tree, the number of Starry Sky Beasts far exceeded other areas. But now, along the way, it was empty. Not a single Starry Sky Beast in sight. Needless to say, those Starry Sky Beasts must have been summoned by the Heavenly Dragon. Even when he was 5 light years away from the Heavenly Dragon, he still hadn't seen any sign of the Eagle Emperor or the Demon Lord.
It seems the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord have set up a very small interception circle. That makes sense. The larger the area, the more loopholes there are. Only by reducing the area can the interception rate be increased. If it were me, I would limit the interception area to the last trillion kilometers. This range is neither too big nor too small, just right.
Lin Moyu thought from their perspective. The Demon Lord and the Eagle Emperor were both smart, and their thinking wouldn't differ much. The closer he got to the Heavenly Dragon, the more vigilant Lin Moyu became. When he was 1 light year away from the Heavenly Dragon, he finally sensed an energy fluctuation. The space was shaking, continuously and intensely, and through the space, Lin Moyu heard a dragon's roar. The Heavenly Dragon was fighting someone and didn't seem to have the upper hand. The person fighting the Heavenly Dragon continuously emitted a bloody aura, likely the half-step supreme from the Black Blood Great Realm. Lin Moyu stopped to carefully sense the situation. The Heavenly Dragon, despite being in its home territory and having the advantage of the dragon race, could only barely contend with the half-step supreme. However, the people from the Black Blood Great Realm didn't dare to kill the Heavenly Dragon. Ever since Lin Moyu learned the details of the dragon race, he knew that no one in this world dared to truly kill a real dragon. Dragons from outside were truly untouchable. Lin Moyu wasn't worried about the safety of the Heavenly Dragon. He sensed the positions of the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord through the space fluctuations. But after sensing for a while, he didn't find them. Clearly, they had used some special means to hide their auras. Lin Moyu believed they were definitely there, ready with a trap for him.
Let's see if I can break through the net.
Lin Moyu moved again, continuing towards the Heavenly Dragon. 1 light year would take less than 3 hours. The distance kept shrinking, and the aura of the Heavenly Dragon became more apparent. Trillions of kilometers, hundreds of trillions of kilometers, 10 trillion kilometers. Lin Moyu finally sensed the aura of the Eagle Emperor. The Eagle Emperor suddenly appeared within the last 5 trillion kilometers, a larger range than he had expected. As he sensed the Eagle Emperor seemed to notice him too. The Eagle Emperor let out a sharp roar, shaking the space like ocean waves, creating countless ripples. Lin Moyu merged into the laws, his entire body enveloped by the power of time and space, as if entering another layer of space-time, unaffected.
I overlooked one thing. The Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord both have avatars, and not just one. They brought their avatars to intercept me. With more people, they could cover a larger area. The concealment talisman can't fool a half-step supreme, but so what? They only know I'm here, not who I am.
Lin Moyu's thoughts moved, and a massive number of Starry Sky Beasts appeared in the starry sky. These Starry Sky Beasts looked no different from ordinary ones. Each was only at the Divine Sovereign level, far from the Saint level. Lin Moyu didn't expect the Starry Sky Beasts to kill the Eagle Emperor or the Demon Lord, Just delaying them was enough. This time, he released starry sky beasts, all high-level divine sovereigns, numbering over 100,000. Among the 16 million starry sky beasts, there were 1 million high-level divine sovereigns. Those with lower realms were not very useful, not even qualified to be cannon fodder. High-level divine sovereigns could at least hold them off for a while. 100,000 starry sky beasts suddenly appeared, charging at the Eagle Emperor. The Eagle Emperor was clearly stunned, not understanding where these starry sky beasts came from. They appeared out of nowhere and then charged at him. Lin Moyu didn't watch the battle, flying in another direction.
Trying to leave? No way.
The Eagle Emperor roared, bursting with dazzling golden light, instantly piercing countless starry sky beasts. The starry sky beasts were severely injured but continued fearlessly charging at the Eagle Emperor. They were resurrected beings, like the undead army, fearless and unafraid of death. They didn't even feel pain, only knowing to obey Lin Moyu's orders. Using the starry sky beasts as a shield, Lin Moyu charged forward. The Eagle Emperor screamed again, half in anger and half to alert the Demon Lord. The starry sky beasts moved quickly, reaching the Eagle Emperor in the blink of an eye.
Die.
Even though it was just an avatar, it was still a saint. Dealing with some divine sovereign starry sky beasts, he could easily kill them. He flapped his wings, and a golden eagle appeared in the starry sky. The eagle crashed into the resurrected army, its wings like blades, instantly slicing a large number of starry sky beasts to pieces. Boom! 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 Explosions erupted, and the Eagle Emperor screamed, retreating in panic. The resurrected beings self-destructed upon death, with the explosion's power exceeding their limits. High-level Divine Sovereign self-destruction could reach the peak of the Divine Sovereign level. Peak Divine Sovereign self-destruction could reach the half-step Bien realm. Among the 100,000 resurrected beings Lin Moyu summoned, some were half-step Bien realm. Their self-destruction could reach the Bien realm, capable of injuring a saint. The Eagle Emperor was stunned by the sudden self-destruction, retreating while shouting,
What the hell is this?
He had never seen such starry sky beasts. One or two were fine, but there were hundreds just now. Lin Moyu's thoughts moved, and the starry sky beasts scattered, attacking the Eagle Emperor from all directions. As a member of the Golden Eagle clan, the Eagle Emperor was extremely fast, and the starry sky beasts couldn't catch up. Lin Moyu didn't intend to chase him. His goal wasn't to kill the Eagle Emperor but to delay him, allowing himself to pass smoothly. The Eagle Emperor's retreat gave Lin Moyu an opportunity. Lin Moyu quickly advanced, covering trillions of kilometers in just a few minutes, now only 4 trillion kilometers from the Heavenly Dragon. Flames appeared out of nowhere, and demonic fire burned fiercely in the starry sky, blocking Lin Moyu's path. The Demon Lord's face appeared, with a cold smile.
No matter who you are, you won't get past today.
Lin Moyu responded with the resurrected army. In an instant, 100,000 starry sky beasts appeared in the void, swarming towards the Demon Lord like raindrops. The Demon Lord was startled. The appearance of these 100,000 starry sky beasts was too sudden, but fortunately, their realms were not high, with the strongest being only half-step Bien realm. The Demon Lord sneered.
Just this trash? Useless.
He unleashed countless demonic flames, turning the void into a sea of fire, engulfing the starry sky beasts. Lin Moyu sneered in his heart.
Let you burn.
The starry sky beasts fearlessly charged into the sea of fire, their bodies burning, seemingly unaware of pain, continuing to charge at the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord was stunned again, realizing something was wrong with these starry sky beasts. In that moment of distraction, the starry sky beasts reached him, their auras weakening, on the verge of death. The Eagle Emperor's voice came from afar.
Stop them!
2186 2186. Chapter 2186. The Endless Starry Sky Beasts. The Eagle Emperor's voice arrived a moment too late. The starry sky beasts were burned to death and then exploded. The violent self-destruction overturned the sea of fire, twisting it and destroying it with successive explosions. The demon lord was also affected by the self-destruction and was forcibly blown away. The starry sky beasts chased after him, continuing to pursue the demon lord. The resurrected beings didn't care how strong the demon lord was. They would unconditionally execute Lin Moyu's orders. The Eagle Emperor's voice came.
These guys will self-destruct before they die.
He was reminding the demon lord, and Lin Moyu sneered inwardly.
Not only will they self-destruct, but they are also not afraid of death.
The Eagle Emperor was too fast for the starry sky beasts to catch up. The demon lord was slightly slower but still faster than the starry sky beasts. Lin Moyu had the starry sky beasts around him, using the resurrected beings as meat shields to advance quickly. In the eyes of the Eagle Emperor and the demon lord, these starry sky beasts had become porcupines, difficult to handle. They kept their distance and launched attacks from afar. Lin Moyu also had the starry sky beasts spread out, so even if they died, they would die far apart. When the starry sky beasts died and exploded, Lin Moyu would take the opportunity to advance, getting closer and closer to the heavenly dragon. The Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord could sense Lin Moyu's presence and roughly knew his position, but they couldn't see Lin Moyu's true form. In their eyes, anyone who could control so many starry sky beasts must be a powerful starry sky beast with strong stealth abilities. They believed that all these actions were under the heavenly dragon's orders. No matter what they thought, they couldn't connect this matter to Lin Moyu. After some entanglement, Lin Moyu broke through another 1 trillion kilometers, leaving only 3 trillion kilometers to the heavenly dragon. Flames reappeared in the starry sky, and a golden eagle quickly approached from afar. The Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord arrived, and in front of Lin Moyu, there were 2 Eagle Emperors and 2 Demon Lords. With Lin Moyu's eyesight, he couldn't tell which were the avatars and which were the true bodies.
Indeed, once they leave their own star regions, even their true bodies are only at the saint level.
When the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord were in their own territories, they had the combat power of half-step supremes. Once they left their star regions, their strength would sharply decrease to the saint level. And their avatars, whether in or out of their star regions, were always at the saint level. This led to the current situation where both the Demon Lord and the Eagle Emperor were at the saint level, indistinguishable from their avatars. Lin Moyu pondered whether to use his trump card to kill them all, but he thought it wasn't worth wasting his trump card on such people. With a thought, he released another batch of resurrected beings. This time, he released a large number, a total of 500,000 high-level divine sovereign resurrected beings, scattered across the starry sky, forming a massive battle circle. The arrangement of the starry sky beasts was meticulous. The closer they were to Lin Moyu, the denser they were. The farther out, the more scattered they became. This was to avoid accidental self-destruction injuries. As long as the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord attacked, the resurrected beings would rush to meet them, willingly sacrificing themselves. Their self-destruction would also shatter the opponent's attacks, greatly reducing their power. This reckless fighting style gave the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord a headache. They couldn't break through. If they dared to charge in, the starry sky beasts would rush at them, making it impossible to fight or not fight. Not only could they not get in, but their attacks couldn't penetrate either. When the starry sky beasts were unafraid of death, it was truly terrifying. The Demon Lord used demonic fire, creating a sea of fire that engulfed a large area of the starry sky. In an instant, thousands of starry sky beasts were burned to death, but their self-destruction also extinguished the sea of fire. Lin Moyu felt that this self-destruction ability was truly a bug-like existence. A typical,
You can kill me, but you won't have it easy either.
Under the protection of the resurrected army, Lin Moyu continued to approach the heavenly dragon, though not as fast as moving alone. A day later, only 1 trillion kilometers remained to the heavenly dragon. If he got any closer, they wouldn't be able to stop him. The Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord finally made up their minds. They exchanged glances and simultaneously burst out with astonishing auras, charging towards Lin Moyu's position. Countless demonic flames boiled, sweeping across the starry sky. The Eagle Emperor burst out with golden light, sending countless golden eagles to kill the starry sky beasts. Lin Moyu snorted coldly.
Finally can't hold back.
The starry sky beasts rushed forward, diving into the sea of fire to die, then exploded. A world of rules appeared behind the demon lord, filled with boiling demonic fire, and a trace of original fire shot out. The original fire was identical to the abyssal demon's original fire, but the demon lord's original fire was stronger. Lin Moyu's heart was clear.
So the abyssal demon's original fire was borrowed from the demon lord. The demon lord is the true master. The one charging at me now should be an avatar. The true body wouldn't act easily. I didn't expect the avatar to also have a world of rules. If the demon lord's avatar has a world of rules, the Eagle Emperor's avatar should have one too.
As soon as Lin Moyu thought this, the Eagle Emperor's world of rules also appeared. High mountains and dense forests, countless golden eagles flew out, turning into golden light and shooting at the starry sky beasts.
Useless!
Lin Moyu chuckled. The starry sky beasts rushed to die. Amidst the violent explosions, the sea of fire was destroyed, and the golden light shattered. In the chaotic explosions, Lin Moyu seized the opportunity to advance. The 3 light talismans activated, pushing Lin Moyu's speed to the limit. In an instant, he broke through 1 trillion kilometers but suddenly stopped.
Space is locked.
The space had turned into a swamp, difficult to move through. Lin Moyu realized that the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord had set up another trap for the final stretch. Because of his breakthrough, the resurrected beings were left behind. The true bodies of the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord sensed Lin Moyu trapped in the locked space and sneered, attacking simultaneously.
Die!
Flames rose in the space, coming from all directions, mixed with golden light, trying to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu remained calm, and with a thought, more starry sky beasts appeared. This time, not only high-level divine sovereigns but also countless lower-level ones. They formed a dense meat shield, blocking the attacks. The starry sky exploded again, with countless starry sky beasts self-destructing. The lower-level starry sky beasts were weaker and easier to kill. Though their self-destruction was less powerful, their sheer numbers were enough to wear down the attacks. The sudden appearance of over 1 million starry sky beasts stunned the Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord.
This is impossible.
They couldn't believe their eyes. How could there be so many self-destructing starry sky beasts? For a moment, they felt unfamiliar with the heavenly dragon, unable to understand. Amidst the explosions, Lin Moyu adapted to the locked space. Mastering space laws and with an extremely sensitive soul, he quickly adapted to the changes. Taking another step, he advanced 9 billion kilometers. The Eagle Emperor and the Demon Lord's faces changed.
We can't let him go. Chase!
But the starry sky beasts moved simultaneously to block them. As Lin Moyu advanced, he kept releasing starry sky beasts, creating countless meat shields along the way. The more they chased, the more desperate they felt. Though powerful, they couldn't get close. When only 1 trillion kilometers remained, the Demon Lord finally couldn't hold back and fully unleashed his power.
Stay here!
His true body turned into a sea of fire, with original fire rising, sweeping towards Lin Moyu. Countless starry sky beasts were burned to death and exploded along the way, but he ignored them and kept killing. Lin Moyu snorted, and a Bien Realm starry sky beast appeared, blocking the Demon Lord's path. The starry sky beast had been at the Bien Realm in life and was now very close to the saint level as a resurrected being. To kill Lin Moyu, the Demon Lord had to kill it first. 2187 2187